A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Marcelli's orchestra, Kathleen Wells, those two harmoniacs, Ronnie and Van, and starring that ambulating Ananias, that humbug of the highways, that meretricious motorist, Fibber McGee, with his constant companion and severest critic, Molly. Well, what are you doing, Fibber? Will you stop rattling that script in this microphone?
This ain't a script. It's a road map.
A road map?
Yeah. You see, this here map shows Route 42 and Route 16. Molly wants us to take Route 42, but I claim that 16 is more smoother, more straighter, more faster,
Mr. McGee, come back here.
I guess you take 42.
Well, 42 or Route 16. Marcelli and his men find it all smooth sailing when assisted by those surf-riding serfs from the surface station, Dust-Off and Brightsky. Fibber and Molly McGee chugging down Route 42.
McGee, do you hear that?
You mean that number 3 cylinder? I know. I told that fellow back there to adjust the plug to the thickness of a dime, but he must use 2 nickels. I mind the time.
I don't mean a nickel and I don't mean a dime. I mean a copper. Listen, would you? Don't look back. You will go through a red light, will you, McGee?
Shucks, I tell you, that light wasn't lit, Molly.
Yes, and my Uncle Tim wears a collar, but he's no hard. I tell you, McGee, we're due for something here.
All right. Over there, you.
Here it is, McGee, and I didn't even have time to hang out the Notre Dame pennant.
Don't worry, Molly. I'll handle this. Good evening, Sergeant. Nice cool evening, ain't it?
Yeah. But it'll be warmer any minute. Or maybe the cooler for you. Now, what's the idea of passing the red light back there, huh? What's your name? What's your license number? Where you going? Where's your city sticker? What's the idea, huh?
Answer them one at a time, McGee, starting with the red light. Remember?
Listen, officer. Don't get flipped. My name's McGee, and I'm president of the ITCIOPUS&C, Local 82, which means the International Tourist Camp Inspectors of the United States and Canada.
Right.
I know some pretty big men around here.
Fine. The judge is 6'3". Now follow me and no bunkie business, you hear?
Oh, yeah.
My. It's awful hot driving in July, ain't it, McGee?
July? This here's April.
Sure. In the 90 days, it'll be July.
Oh, no. Oh, Molly, ain't that serious? I tell you that red light wasn't lit, and I'll plead this case till the cows come home.
Listen well to the judge's gavel, McGee. It's the only knock that ain't a boot.
Silence in the court. Officer, what's the man charged with?
Passing up a red light at the junction, Your Honor.
Your Honor, the light wasn't lit.
Silence.
That don't make any difference, Your Honor. That light ain't working right. But it's a red light, and he should have stopped her.
That light ought to be fixed, Schwartz.
Schwartz, is it? Let me wasting me sweet Irish miles on a guy named Schwartz.
Quiet. Quiet, madam. What's your name, defendant?
McGee. Fibber McGee, Your Honor. One of the old Nebraska McGees. One of the oldest and most respectable...
All right, never mind.
Huh?
I realize that it's difficult to see that light at the junction. Nevertheless, we must impose caution on all motorists. And it is obvious that it is a red light, lit or not. Now, what have you to say, McGraw?
McGee, it is. And I got this here to say. I'm a law-abiding citizen, and that there red light wasn't lit. If it had been lit, I'd have knew it was a red light. But a red light that ain't lit ain't a red light. On account of because a light that ain't lit ain't a light. And if it's got to be lit to be a red light and ain't lit, then it ain't a red light. If a red light is the kind of a light ought to be, it'd be a lit light, not a dead light. A dead red light ain't no more a red light than a lit light is a dead light. And I claims that any time my headlight sees a dead light, red light or no red light, and I ride right by the light, I'm in my right. Come on, Molly.
Well, Fibber, what are you doing back here? The last time I saw you were before a justice of the peace.
Yeah, but you see, me and Molly decided there wasn't no justice.
Oh, we're going to sing a piece.
No rattler could whip her, no piping could nip her, for she was the last word in class. Sweet Flossie Farmer, the lovely snake charmer who fell for a snake in the grass. She shunned all the geezers on the flying trapezes and let all the acrobats pass. Ah, but sweet Flossie Farmer, the lovely snake charmer, went boom for a snake in the grass. Take it away, Molly.
He didn't care for his life, not to look yada-da-da, sing brother.
Nice voice.
He didn't care for his hippopotamuses, yada-da-da, whoop.
That's the stuff, Molly. She flittered and fluttered at each word he uttered. The scoundrel had plenty of brass.
He did that.
But when they started kissing, the snake started hissing.
For he was a snake in the grass.
No boa constrictor had slapped her or kicked her. She had them all doped up with gas. But sweet Flossie Farmer, the lovely snake charmer, was doped by a snake in the grass. Why, even the dwarfs and the giants cried out their defiance. They saw through her lover-like glass.
They did that.
Ah, but sweet Flossie Farmer, the lovely snake charmer, was next for a snake in the grass. Tear into it, Molly.
He didn't care for his team. Lioness just yada-da-da, sing song. He didn't
Come on now, Molly, the old mouse now.
Yada-da-da, sing.
That's the stuff. Before she'd obey him, her salary pay him. The snakes overheard the poor lad. And it isn't surprising. They filled him with poison, for he was a snake in the grass.
Oh, thank you, folks. A bright song with a bright finish. And listen, listeners, here's the way to protect the bright finish on your car from the ultraviolet rays of the sun now that the hot summer days are coming in.
Excuse me, Mike, Mr. Carwax.
Not Carwax. My name is Wilcox, Harlow Wilcox.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyhow, I don't think you're giving folks the right picture on the Johnson's Auto Wax.
Oh, I see. I suppose you could do it much better.
Oh, ain't got the slightest doubt of it, my boy. I'd make a kind of a story out of it, like this. Once upon a time, maybe I better have a fanfare. Mr. Marshmallow.
Marshmallow.
Oh, yes. Yes. Thanks. Folks, once upon a time, there was two kids, Violet and Ray. You get it? Violet, Ray? They don't get it, Molly.
It ain't funny, McGee.
Well, sir, there was never a dull moment with Violet and Ray. They improved each shining hour, you might say, keeping the finish off in cars. So one Sunday morning, Violet says to Ray, she says, I'm just hungry to spoil the finish onto a nice, shiny car. Now, there's a bright, gleaming job down there. Come on, let's ruin it. Hooray, says Ray. Okay, says Ray. And down they come, right onto the nice, shiny car. But 'twasn't no use. After 10 hours, they give up. Why, shucks, says Violet to Ray, we ain't making no impression. Ain't we got any personality anymore? And Ray just laughed. Look, says he to Violet, this here car's got Johnson's Auto Wax onto it. That's what makes it so bright. That's why we ain't getting nowhere spoiling it. That's what you get, Violet, says Ray, for picking out this nice, shiny car. What you mean, that's what I get, says Violet? And Ray just laughs and says, for being so ultra, Violet, he says. Fanfare.
Thank you, Fibber, thank you. That was terrible.
Huh?
That was splendid.
Well, I'm glad to help you out anytime, my boy.
Well, you certainly spoiled my story, Fibber, so I'm going to ask Marcelli to give me time to think while he finds rhythm in the rain.
Rhythm of the raindrops. So long as streets are scatter, I walk between the raindrops. I love the rhythm of the rain. And if you underneath the raindrops, I was a lucky fellow, for underneath the raindrops, we shared the same umbrella, and underneath the raindrops, we learned the rhythm of the rain. Just like the rain can shower each flower with you, I await the hour. Our must love is on you. So anytime you see the raindrops and hear the pitter-patter come out beneath the raindrops, and we can love and chatter with right beneath the raindrops, you'll love the rhythm of the rain.
Fibber McGee told you about Violet and Ray wasn't such a fairy tale as it sounded. Johnson's Auto Wax does protect your car so that the ultraviolet rays of the sun cannot destroy the finish. Wax actually saves the finish of your car against the onslaughts of sun, rain, and road filth. Now, before you wax your car, of course, you'll want to take off all the old grease and dirt that's been collecting on it. The simple way to get that dirty film off is to use Johnson's Auto Cleaner. The easiest cleaner you ever used, and it positively will not hurt the finish. Johnson's Auto Cleaner will make your car bright as new, and Johnson's Auto Wax will keep it that way. Keep it so beautiful the neighbors will actually believe you have a new car. Drive into a service station and tell them to make your car shine like it did the day it was first driven out of the showroom. They can do it in short order with Johnson's Auto Wax and Cleaner. Or if you prefer, you can easily wax your own car. Thousands of owners are doing it. Just ask your regular dealer or service station for Johnson's Auto Wax and Cleaner. And your dealer, by the way, will give you free a can of fine quality auto enamel for touching up worn or rusty spots on your car. Oh, but more about this free offer later. In the meantime, I'd like to present Miss Kathleen Wells. And personally, ladies and gentlemen, I think the S is on the wrong end of that name because she certainly is swell. Miss Kathleen Wells. Miss Wells is going to sing. Well, what do you want, Fibber?
Oh, not you, boy.
I get it.
Hi there, Stu. What you going to sing for me?
If the moon turns green, Fibber.
If the moon turns green, eh? Well, you ought to know if it doesn't know. You're a kind of a heavenly body yourself.
Fibber McGee, come with me.
Go on and turn it green, too.
If the moon turns green and shadows get up and walk around, clouds come tumbling to the ground, I wouldn't be surprised. Or didn't you fall in love with me? If the stars turn blue and willows that we begin to sing, winter changes into spring, I wouldn't raise my eyes. Or didn't you fall in love with me? I thought I was foolish to think of romance with someone so charming as you. That I was hoping without any chance, but every hope came true. If the moon turns green and rivers begin to flow upstream, and this is all a crazy dream, I wouldn't be surprised. 'Cause anything can happen if you can fall in love with me. Oh, I believe in miracles. Honestly, I do. No wonder I get miracles about that certain miracle that gave me you. Oh, I thought I was foolish to think of romance with someone as charming as you. Thought I was hoping without any chance, but every hope came true. If the moon turns green and rivers begin to flow upstream, and this is all a crazy dream, I wouldn't be surprised. 'Cause anything can happen, dear, if you can fall in love with me.
With the help of a vocal triangle, finds that love is just around the corner.
corner. And then you, I'm sentimental mourner, and a Christmas corner. When you see me on the corner, that's waiting for you.
Dreamers to my love was noted for her charm.
But strictly between us.
You're sweet again, Dreamer.
That's why I got her. Just don't come in the corner. And because in the corner, love is just around the corner. And I'm from you.
Find Fibber and Polly still chugging along and pulling into a filling station. Good evening, sir. Gasoline?
Sure, fill it up halfway.
Yes, sir. Now, give me oil?
Do I need oil, Molly?
I don't know, McGee. Where do you sleep?
No oil. Nice little station you got here, son.
Yep, but I'm building onto it next month so I can handle washing and waxing.
Been in business long?
Oh, ever since I got out of the Army.
Don't tell me you was in the Army.
Sure.
What division?
The Rainbow. Why?
Well, they had a swell record, boy. I was into the intelligence myself.
The what, McGee?
The intelligence.
The what?
The infantry. That is, at first, and then I was into the cavalry and the Navy and the Foreign Legion. By jing, boy, there's a great outfit, the Foreign Legion. You know, the Foreign Legion is the toughest, hardest-boiled bunch of fellas in the world. Most of us went into it to forget. Just forget.
Well, what were you forgetting, sir?
I forgot.
You forgot what, McGee?
I forgot what I went in to forget. That's why I re-enlisted. See if I could remember what I joined up the first time to forget.
What was that, an army or a memory course, McGee?
I'll never forget one thing, no.
What was that, sir?
Ermintrude.
Aha! Apparently.
Well, in a way. Ermintrude was a camel.
Oh.
A girl camel. You see, I was assigned to the 3rd Camel Course.
4, McGee.
These was camels, not apples. Ermintrude was a racing camel I had. Real sweet-tempered camel, as camels go.
And did she go?
No, but I did.
Oh, so you left the Foreign Legion?
Yes. And the hardest thing I ever done was to part with old Ermintrude.
Oh, my.
Many's the time we used to ride over the desert together in the gloaming. Many's the time I'd get off to get a drink at the well into the hot sand. Then I'd put my foot onto Ermintrude's knee and say, Waskamula. And up she raised me into the saddle. Yes, sir. As I says, the hardest thing I ever done into my life was to leave Ermintrude. I'll never forget how her lips kind of quivered when I said goodbye. I got a big lump into my own throat.
He swallowed his tobacco.
No, sir. 'Twas emotion.
Oh.
Well, sir, I left the Legion. Too many foreigners into it. But years later, I was here in New York one fall day, and I went in to get me an overcoat.
In a restaurant?
No. In a clothing store. How do you do, Mr. McGee? Says Kurt, real respectful. I was well known in New York in them days.
And still he was respectful?
Well, what happened then, sir?
Well, I'm coming to it. I want an overcoat, I says to the feller. Okay, says he, reaching over to the rack. Here's a snappy number in camel's hair, says he. And I looks her over. And will you believe it, son? Right square smack dab into the middle of the shoulder was a little oblong patch of white hair. It was Ermintrude. Yes, sir. It was Ermintrude back with her old master again. Shucks, I couldn't have busted down.
Oh, gee, that must have been a great moment.
Sure. Why didn't you re-enlist to forget that, McGee?
It was too late. Ermintrude was overcoat by then.
Oh.
Well, sir, I bought the coat. I bought Ermintrude, and I wore her for years. It was expensive coat, and it not busted me, but nothing was too good for Ermintrude. After, every time it got cold, I could feel Ermintrude wrap herself around me real close. Trying to snuggle up confection-like. She was like that, Ernie was. How much gas put in, boy?
5 gallons.
Well, give her another 2 quarts. Might as well have enough. No, never mind. I don't want to crowd the tank. How much I owe you?
91 cents. Thank you. Oh, by the way, whatever became of Ermintrude?
Oh, dear. That was the sad part of it all. One day I got caught in the revolving door, tore Ermintrude's arm off. There was nothing else to do. So I went out and shot the coat.
Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to tell you about a free offer.
Yep, next week, folks, we're going to give to everybody listening a new car. Any make you ask for it.
Yeah.
All you got to do... Hey, quit pushing me, Harpo.
Not Harpo. My name is Harlow.
Quit pushing anyhow.
Well, Fibber McGee is just a little bit wrong, folks. We're not giving away any free cars, but with every purchase of Johnson's Auto Wax and Cleaner, we are giving away a 40-cent can of Johnson's Touch-Up Enamel. There's a brush right with the can, and it's a cinch to touch up any little scratches or broken places in the finish on your fenders or the body of the car. Now, there's a special introductory price of 98 cents for both Johnson's Auto Wax and Cleaner, and you can get the can of Touch-Up Enamel free. Better go to your regular wax dealer or service station right away with your 98 cents and ask for Johnson's Auto Wax and Cleaner. Then, clean and wax your car the first chance you get and surprise your family with a car that looks like new. Don't forget, next week at this time, you have a bright and shining date with Johnson's Auto Wax and Fibber McGee and Molly. This is Harlow Wilcox speaking. Good night. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Instant Wax Program, presenting Marion and Jim Jordan as Fibber McGee and Molly. Ted Weems and his orchestra open the show with Overnight. Some friendly advice. Don't scrub your linoleum, or soon it will lose its beauty, become bumpy and warped. Finally, it will split and crack. The right way to keep linoleum in perfect condition is to protect it at once with Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat. You'll be amazed at the new beauty of your floors. The colors will be brighter, the surface will sparkle and shine. Glow Coat is the perfect polish for linoleum, rubber tile, composition, varnished and painted wood floors, because it seals out dirt and germs and makes floors much easier to clean. Ask for Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat. Oh, yes. You know, you save money on the larger sizes. About this time of year, out come the window screens. But it's a mistake. The new car bug is livelier and hungrier than ever, and we're afraid Molly has been badly bitten. Fibber, however, who is financially conservative, to put it mildly, thinks the old jalopy is good for a few more years of service. And here, tinkering around the family bus in the backyard at 79 Wistful Vista, we find Fibber McGee and Molly.
McGee, will you put that hammer down? There's enough dents in that car already.
I ain't knocking dents in it. I'm knocking dents out of it.
Well, why waste your time and effort? Let them fix it up when we trade it in.
Can't do that, Molly. Another couple of years, and it'll be so loose that every time we cross the car tracks, it'll sound like somebody hit the jackpot.
It won't be a couple of years.
Oh, I don't know, Molly. I don't think it'll last much longer than that. You see,
McGee,
Huh?
put that hammer down.
Oh.
Drop it.
There. See what you made me do? Bust the headlight lens.
Well, what do you have the headlights off for?
Well, I took them off to adjust them, and I wasn't sure which was the right one or which was the left one. I didn't want to put the right one on the left, or I'd find myself driving on the wrong side of the road at night, causing a head-on collision which smashed the headlights, thus destroying the evidence that the headlights was on the wrong side.
McGee, quiet.
Okay.
I've come to the conclusion, dearie, that we must have a new car.
Oh.
That antiquated egg beater's hardly befitting the dignity of a leading citizen of Wistful Vista.
Oh, you want me to go high-hat, huh? No, sir. I'm Democratic, and I'll drive a Democratic-looking car.
Well, I don't care if it's Democratic or Republican, but I know we can never get a third party to ride in it.
Just the same, I'm going to hang on to this bus for a while. Why, shucks, it's just getting broken in good. Runs like a churn, or charm.
Talk about that car being Democratic. Those fenders bow to everybody they pass.
Are them fenders loose again? I thought I tied them on pretty tight that last time.
Look at that upholstery.
Well,
and that engine.
What's the matter with the engine?
Why, those cylinders pump more oil than the Rockefellers.
Say, do you know that one of the boys at the city hall was looking his car over yesterday? And he says to me that he wished they had a dozen of them just like it for squad cars. Yeah.
Looks like another shake-up in the police department.
I think if you heard the way it's running now, Molly, you'd change your mind about a new car. All it needs is a couple of new plugs, a hose connection, new ring gears, the rubber fixed up a little, and with another Johnson's waxing and a few tacks in the upholstery, it'll be practically new.
Yes, it would.
Betcha.
But this time, why don't you get a new car all at once instead of piece by piece?
Now, that ain't fair, Molly. Here, let me show you how sweet she pops them off since I adjusted it. Hand me that crank.
Here. Well, crank it up, McGee.
Oh, I am.
That's wonderful. I can't hardly hear it run.
It ain't running.
Oh. Well, what's the matter with it?
Some of the new parts is a little stiff yet, I guess.
Well, if they're stiff, it's probably rigor mortis setting in.
Oh, Molly, gee.
Come away from there, McGee.
Now, wait a minute, Molly. I just want to
Come away from there.
Okay. What you want?
Wash your hands. We're going downtown to the office.
Oh, there's no need for that. I can get a mechanic to come out here and fix it.
We don't want a mechanic. We want a car.
Oh, well, maybe that would be better. Then we can get a push around the block.
I mean a new car.
Oh, I wouldn't ask anybody with a new car to give us a push. It might scratch up their bumpers.
McGee, look me in the eye. Now then, what am I talking about?
Why, buying us a new car at the auto show.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Okay, let's go.
matter, McGee?
Excuse me, sir. Have you tickets?
Tickets?
Or maybe you have a pass?
Nope, I ain't got a ticket and I don't need a pass. I'm a car owner, sis. Come on, Molly.
I'm sorry, sir. You must have tickets.
What do you mean we got to have tickets?
Yes, sir. Unless you're a dealer.
Unless I'm a dealer. Well, can you tie that, Molly? The guy that sells them gets in for nothing and the guy that buys them pays. It ain't right.
Go ahead, Jim. Buy a couple of tickets.
Well, as the guy says when he climbed on the harvesting machine, it goes against the grain, but I'll do it. 2 tickets, sis. Come on.
Heavenly days. Look at the beautiful cars, McGee.
I know, but I don't want any of them. It breaks me all up to think of parting with our old car.
Well, it breaks me all up to ride in it.
Hello there, friends. Take a look at the new 1940 Smooth 06. A beauty, isn't it?
1940? You mean 1938?
Oh, no, we're 3 years ahead of the trade.
How many miles
Let me tell you, friends, that turning a key in the ignition of a Smooth 06 is like rubbing Aladdin's wonderful ring.
He didn't have a ring. He had a lamp.
Exactly, madam. A lamp. And the Smooth 06 has 9 lamps. Headlamps, tail lamps, fog lamps, parking lamps, and a spotlight. It also has a dash light, key light, dome light.
Starlight, star bright?
First star I've seen tonight.
Put it back in low and start over.
Why, friends, the Smooth 06 is not merely a fine motor car. It's a magic carpet. Wafting you to far places, bringing you back safely.
Yeah, well, how many miles to the gallon?
Now, let me show you some of the new features of the Smooth 06.
What's new about this car? Looks just like last year's models to me.
Madam, externally it's much the same. But in construction, haven't you heard of our new double-jointed camshaft with the super stress overhead widgets?
Widgets?
Why, this year they're entirely sealed in oil.
Sealed in oil? Huh, that ain't new. Look at sardines.
And have you noticed that our gear shift lever is no longer on the floor?
Where is it?
Why, we put it on the, let's see now, where do we put that gear shift lever? Oh, well, it's around here someplace. You know, of course, that the Smooth 06 is responsible for introducing the synchro-silent extra-magnetized defroster that revolutionized the automobile industry last year.
Wow. Revolutionized the industry last year. Well, where is it on this car, Bud?
Why, we discontinued it this year.
Well, that's wonderful. You revolutionized the industry with it 1 year and throw it away the next.
You showing a peroxide model this year, Bud?
Peroxide model?
You know, convertible top. Why, shucks.
Hi, ma'am. Hi, Yvonne.
Heavenly day, silly what?
Hi, Phil. You thinking of buying a new car?
Yes, I'm thinking about it, sir. There ain't any down payment on thinking.
No, but there's a little tax on the brain.
I kind of figured maybe I could overhear somebody say he wanted a chauffeur.
What you want a chauffeuring job for, Phil?
Well, it ain't for me, sir. It's for my gal, Rosebud.
For Rosebud?
She wants a job as chauffeur?
Yes, ma'am. She wanted for me. She says she'd like to see a man wear uniform. She says she like to see me all dressed up with a pair of spittoons on my legs.
You mean puttees, Phil?
Yeah, I think it's the same thing.
Oh, no, far different. You can expect to rate a little higher with puttees. You get it, Molly? I says you can...
It ain't funny, McGee.
Well, it revolutionized the joke industry in 1898. So you'd like to get a job as a chauffeur, eh, Phil?
Yes, then when I get me into a big car with the top down, I drive me past Rosebud's house looking real naughty.
Haughty.
That's what I think.
You said naughty, Phil. You meant haughty.
Yes, sure.
Now, what kind of a car do you like best in the auto show this year, silly?
Well, ma'am, I kind of go for that big old Packalack. When you drive a little bitty car, them traffic cops say, "Boy, move on there." But when you drive one of them big jobs, the little traffic cops say, "If your boss don't come out inside of a half hour, son, I'm going to have to pretend I don't see you."
Cabin of Dreams.
When there's sun in the sky, it's the daytime goodbye, like the willows I sigh for my cabin of dreams. At the ending of day, I start wending my way with a heart feeling gay, to my cabin of dreams, singing down through the lane, singing love's old refrain. I'll be home once again, tapping my window pane. When I open the door, I'm in heaven once more, with the one I adore, in my cabin of dreams. Heaven once more, with the one I adore, in my cabin of
Have you seen any car you like yet, McGee?
No. More I see of these new ones, the better I like our old car. Our car's got personality. You know, I got a theory, Molly, that when you drive a certain car a certain length of time, it kind of takes on the owner's personality. Don't you agree with me?
I certainly do.
That's
Ours is getting noisier every day.
Oh, I didn't mean it.
How do you do, sir? Looking for something in particular?
Oh, no, just prowling around, getting a general impression, Bud. Why, Dad?
Well, I was going to say that if the lady drives, I think you'd be interested in our 1938 Seminole. The Seminole is a real ladies' car.
Oh, I see. It can steer itself for $3 while they powder their nose, huh?
Well, now, when the driver, you see, extends her left hand for a left-hand turn in the Seminole, her elbow touches this little button on the window frame, which lights a neon sign in the rear, which says, "Don't you believe it?"
Yes, Bud. I used that idea back in 1899 when I first started building cars down in Hagerstown. I invented the old one-cylinder Hemingway.
The Hemingway?
Yeah. I called it the Hemingway because I used a sewing machine for an engine. Chuck, you should have seen me spooling along the Boston Post Road. Honk, honk, McGee, I was made as.
Oh, my.
Honk, honk, McGee, the heady, happy handler of horse and tack, whooping hilariously over high hills, hummocky highways, and heartily hated by hundreds of hicks for hitching hens, hogs, and haystacks from Hagerstown to Harrisburg.
Well, sir, I'd like to show the lady some of the
Hello
special
there,
features.
Peter. Hello, Cupid.
Oh, it's Mr. DePopular.
Oh, hi, Nick. You in the market for a new car?
No, Peter. I am not marketing for new cars unless I am seeing something which can't resist me, if you know what I mean.
You mean you're not exactly shopping for cars, but you might be sold if they really tried.
Cupid, that is my story in a nuthouse. As I'm telling Mrs. DePopular this morning, Mrs. DePopular, that is my wife. She's named after me.
Oh.
Listen, Dumblebell, I'm saying. I'm just calling her a Dumblebell because it is making her mad. And besides, she is a Dumblebell. Listen, Mrs. DePopular, I'm saying, how would I be if a new car was driving up to the front door and saying, DePopular is buying you for me?
Oh, you shouldn't tease her about buying a new car unless you mean to go through with it, Nick.
I'm knowing that, Caesar.
Sure.
But my wife is so economical that she is not wishing to spend my bank biscuit on new cars.
You mean bankroll.
It's all go to me, Cupid. So, to be showing Mrs. DePopular how much new cars is saving us money, I am buying a taxi cab with a meter on it, so when we're making little trips out in the fresh eggs and sunshine, she's seeing with a glance how much is costing nobody something.
Well, that ought to be fun, Nick. Taking all your kids for a ride in your own taxi.
Yes, it will be quite a father in my cab, I'm thinking. Well, so long, Cupid. So long, Peter. If you see me later, how's everything?
Nick must be getting one of those income taxes I've heard.
Excuse me, please, but might I show you a few of the new features on the WP8?
Yes, sir. But I don't see the luggage compartment.
That's very discerning of you, madam. We have completely eliminated the luggage compartment from the rear.
Oh.
We advise putting the grips and handbags on the rear seat.
Oh, well, then where do your friends ride if you go on a long trip?
Well, we found out that at the end of a long trip, they're no longer friends anyway. Thus, by eliminating the luggage compartment, we also keep your friends. You see, luggage...
Take a good luggage your floors, folks. Are they scratched and scuffed? Johnson's Wax will protect them.
Still here, Mr. Wilcox?
Yes, I'm the singing salesman over at the Johnson's Wax booth. Listen to this.
Yeah?
If a body see a body shining like the deuce, you'll know it's Johnson's Wax, my boy, the only kind to use. Well, so long now.
Singing salesman. No wonder he goes around grinning like a chatty cat.
Here's one more feature I think you'd enjoy, sir.
Yeah?
The automatic convertible feature of the WP-8. Just sit in the front seat, madam.
No, you get in, McGee.
Oh, okay. Now, what is this new feature, huh?
Well, you know what it is to have to put up a convertible top at the first sign of rain.
Oh, yeah.
Now, our tops are automatic. At the first few drops of rain, the dampness actuates a thermostatic control, which sets the raising mechanism in motion, raising the top in a jiffy.
Oh, say, that's something. Well, can you make it work, Bud?
Why, certainly. Herman.
Yes, sir?
Herman, the sprinkling can, please.
Yes, sir.
Climb up on the hood and sprinkle a few drops over the front seat.
Oh, hey, maybe I better step out of here.
Just keep your seat, sir.
Okay.
Now, just imagine you're actually driving that car.
Okay.
That's it. Now, sprinkle, Herman.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my.
Is the top coming up yet?
Well, we haven't used it yet today. The thermostat's possibly dried out. But keep sprinkling, Herman.
Heavenly days, hurry up. Why, you're getting all wet, dearie.
That's it, Bud. What's the matter there? Hey, you! Quit pouring that water on me. Wait it!
Look at you, McGee. You're sopping wet. How are you going to get dry?
I don't know. I better get somebody to blow a little warm air on me. Hey, Elmo Tanner, whistle Josephine at me, will you?
A beautiful new car, you should protect the finish at once with Johnson's Auto Wax, so it will always keep that bright, gleaming surface protected against dirt, scratches, and road film. If you have an old car, you can restore its lost beauty, make it sparkle and shine again with Johnson's Auto Wax and Cleaner. Don't delay another day. Wax your car the Johnson way.
Well, now that we're home again, McGee, don't you think we should have a new car?
No, I don't.
Well, I do.
Huh?
And furthermore, there'll be a salesman out here any minute now to look at the old car.
Oh, now, Molly, you shouldn't ought to have done that. Besides, it needs fixing up a little before.
Heavenly days, here he is now. How does my hair look, dearie?
Oh, what difference does that make? What's he selling, cars or hats?
Come in.
Now, listen, Bud, if you're here to give me an estimate on my... Oh, hi, little girl.
Hi.
Something you wanted?
Sure.
What?
I said sure.
I mean, what was it you wanted? Listen, sis, don't stand there and hold the door open. Come in or go out, but make it snappy. Wow.
I bet you that was snappy enough, I bet you.
I'll say it was. Oh, for the love of...
Oh, for the what?
Well, never mind.
Alrighty.
Well? I says, well, dad ratted, what was it you wanted?
Well, gee, all the kids have gone to school and nobody will play with me.
Oh.
Will you play baseball with me? Will you please?
Oh, I can't do it, sis. I'm sorry. Besides, why pick on me? I says, why should I play baseball with you?
Well, gee, you are a baseball player, I bet you.
Well, I'll admit I know quite a bit about the game, sis, but who told you I was a ball player?
My papa and my mama.
Oh, I see.
But they don't know which one you are, I bet you.
Oh, well,
Mama says you're Gabby and Papa says you're Dizzy. Well, thanks
Shucks, I thought for a minute she found out about me being a 400 batter in the 3I League.
She probably thought you were a little pitcher because you had such big ears. Oh, there's the salesman, McGee. Now be nice to him.
Oh, Dad's got it all right, but...
How do you do? How do you do? Mrs. McGee, I presume, and this is your father. Very charming daughter you have, Mr. McGee. Must be a great comfort to you in your old age.
Dad's got it. She ain't my son. I mean, I ain't her daughter. I'm her wife.
He means I'm his husband, we're married.
Yeah.
Splendid, splendid. Congratulations. Hope you'll be very happy.
What was the name again, Bud?
Boomer, my boy. Horatio K. Boomer.
Oh.
I believe I have a card here somewhere. Let me see now. Card. Oh, yes, the ace of spades. No, that's wrong. See, here's a receipt for a month's rent. Wonder whose that could be. And I have a check here for a short beer, yes. Well, I'm sorry, old man. I don't seem to have a card with me.
Oh, never mind. Sir, would you take a look at our car?
Your car? Well, be very happy to, madam. Be very happy to.
Well, be happy while you can.
That car's really a lot better than it looks on the inside, Boomer. You see,
well, no matter, my boy. I'm an outside salesman anyway. Let's have a gander at the old host car.
This way, please.
There she is, Boomer. Not bad, eh? Of course, it needs a little tinkering to put it in first-class A number 1 running condition, but $10, I'd say, would do wonders for it. Now, let me show you...
Never mind. Do you mind if I start her?
Oh, you don't have to do that, Bud. Why, she runs perfect. I can assure you of that. I put a lot of...
Let's see. I don't seem to see the starter anywhere.
Oh, here it is.
Well, that's a crank.
Yes.
Oh, yes, a crank. This looks like the wind-up to me. Yes, nice upholstery in this car, madam, or is it wallpaper? Let me see now. Starting switch. Oh, yes.
Hey, Molly, she's starting. He not only started it, he finished it.
Well, what do you think, Boomer?
Sorry, my boy, I don't believe I can use it.
Huh?
On second thought, I don't believe you can either.
Here is the quick, easy way to keep your linoleum shining like new, protected against dirt and wear. Use Johnson's self-polishing glow coat, the remarkable liquid polish that changes dull, lifeless linoleum into a beautiful, gleaming surface right before your eyes. Here are the directions. Just apply and let dry. No rubbing or buffing necessary. Glow coat dries in 20 minutes to a bright polish that sheds dust and dirt. Buy Glow Coat from your dealer tomorrow and save yourself hours of cleaning time. Look for the attractive yellow can with the lettering GLO-COAT. Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat.
Folks, we've had a lot of fun with cars tonight, but we do want to say that the new cars this year are really, really swell. You ought to get out and see them.
And when you see one you like, buy it.
Yeah, because the more cars are sold, the more Johnson's Auto Wax is used, and the longer me and my...
McGee.
Well, you'll have to admit it makes a nice finish. Good night.
Good night.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Glow Coat, Racine, Wisconsin, inviting you all to be with us again next Monday night at this same time. Good night.
This is the Red Network of the National Broadcasting Company.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Marion and Jim Jordan as Fibber McGee and Molly with Donald Novis, Bill Thompson, and Billy Mills Orchestra. The show opens with Embraceable You. In these days of fall house cleaning and moving, there's a question that probably has occurred to a great many of you. It's this. Is there anything I can do now that will make my housework easier throughout the year and at the same time add greater beauty to my home? Well, there is an answer to that question, and here it is. Take full advantage of the many uses for genuine Johnson's Wax. You may be using Johnson's paste or liquid wax now on your floors. If you are, then you know how much easier it is to keep the floors clean, and how much more beautiful they become with every waxing. You know that floor scrubbing is done away with. The dust and dirt cannot stick to a Johnson Wax surface. You should know, then, that you can save more work, make your home more beautiful, by applying that same wax to many other things. Furniture and woodwork, for example, and windowsills, leather articles like luggage and book covers, parchment lampshades and picture frames, even your enameled refrigerator and pantry shelves. Do a little experimenting with Johnson's Wax in your home. You'll quickly realize its labor-saving possibilities. Opportunity is approaching the McGee home tonight. Yes, here he is. He checks the house number, 79 Wistful Vista, with a slip of paper in his hand, and... Aha! Opportunity knocks. And here in the living room, all unaware that destiny is pointing a well-manicured finger at them, we find Fibber McGee and Molly.
McGee, there's somebody at the door.
Maybe it's the wolf.
Oh. Why, it couldn't be. He knows us well enough to walk right in. McGee, are you going to answer that door, or am I?
I'll play a game of rummy to see who answers it.
All right, you set up the card table.
Oh, no, you set up the card table.
Flip your coin to see who sets up the card table.
Okay. Dad rat it, I ain't got a coin.
Oh, dear, I'll go. Yes?
How do you do? Is this the Fibber McGee residence?
Yes, it is.
Is Mr. McGee at home?
Yes, he is.
May I see him, please?
Yes, you may. McGee, put your shoes on. A gentleman to see you.
If he's a gentleman, he wouldn't notice I got him off.
Just step in, sir.
Thank you. Are you Fibber McGee?
Well, that's how I'm known locally, Bud. Though during the Boxer Rebellion in China, I was known as Ping Fooey Hao, the hero of Choi Mu.
They gave me that name in the campaign of 1902 when I penetrated the interior of Ging Hoy with a cake of ice on my head.
Cake of ice on your head?
Yeah, I was disguised as a coolie. Well, sir, I says to this...
McGee, why don't you see what the gentleman wants? And I don't think he wants any of that.
Huh? Oh, excuse me, Bud. But whenever I meet anybody from China, it kind of brings back the good old days. The good... How long since you've been there?
Been where?
Why, in China.
I've never been in China.
Didn't you just tell me you were the hero of Choi Mu in the Boxer Rebellion?
That was you, dearie.
Huh? Oh, yes. Well, what can I do for you, Bud?
Mr. McGee, would you be interested in making $500? Why...
Oh, heavenly days. He went right through the chair.
Yes.
Get up off the floor, dearie, and answer the gentleman.
Did you say $500, Bud?
$500.
Well, I must say it's a very interesting proposition.
I haven't told you what the proposition is.
We mentioned $500, Bud. The rest of it is mere detail.
Well, perhaps I'd better introduce myself. I am Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve.
Oh, I'm glad to know you, Throcky. Well, what's it all about?
Simply this, McGee.
Yes?
I have what is probably the most complete and valuable collection of autographs in the world.
Uh-huh.
But I lack one signature to make it just 100% up to date.
Yes?
The man who gets me that signature, I'll pay $500.
Oh, my. For $500, we'll get Ferdinand the Bull to write his name on the head of a pin.
Yeah, that's very good, Ferdinand. But a bull can't write.
Make it $550 and we'll teach him. How'd you happen to come to me, Bub?
Well, I was making inquiries.
Yes?
I was looking for a man with nerve and ingenuity.
I see.
A man who's not easily discouraged. A man with persistence and stick-to-itiveness.
Well, that's me, Crockett. I got more stick-to-itiveness than chewing gum on a dance floor. Why, even as a kid, I was noted for my persistency, Bud. No matter how ugly things looked, I was always in there plugging.
Yes?
Plug Ugly McGee, I was known as in them days. Plug Ugly McGee, the ping-pong top of persistency with a passionate pride for prying, probing, peeking, and poking into perfection problems, poo-pooing personal perils when periodically penetrating the private practices of public personalities planning on plucking the public purse, and perennially popular as the personification of perseverance from the pound and pulse of the proud Pacific to the... Well, was I terrific?
So you really think you're the man to handle this for me, do you, McGee?
You betcha, Bud. I'm a go-getter.
A go-getter, eh? How about that, Mrs. McGee? Is he a go-getter?
Oh, he certainly is a go-getter.
You bet I'm a go-getter. All you gotta do is tell me whose autograph you want, Bud.
Well, it's public enemy number 1, Killer Canova the gangster. My goodness, he's fainted. Is there a doctor in the neighborhood?
No, but there's a trained nurse next door. Shall I go get her?
Yes, go get her.
well, Billy Mills.
What's that smell, McGee?
This is the gas house district, Molly. Killer Canova lives around here someplace.
Say, tell me, dearie, why were you so upset about getting Killer Canova's autograph?
Well, he's the toughest guy in the country, Molly. He's killed 82 people.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Well, then why don't they arrest him?
They did, 3 times. Twice for double parking and once for spitting on the sidewalk.
Well, they'll catch up with him sooner or later.
You betcha.
All he has to do is kill 14 more people, and they'll put him in jail for evading his income tax.
Boy, this sure is a tough-looking neighborhood.
Oh, I don't know, McGee. It seems real quiet to me.
Oh, you think it does, eh?
Yeah, sure it does. Why, look. Even the policemen walk around 2 by 2. They have so little to do, they get lonesome. Heavenly days.
Hey, what the... Who... what's going on here, Bud?
Oh, nothing. Us guys from the Spadula gang uses that old building across the street for bank robbery practice, see?
Oh.
Yeah, that way we...
How was that, Coach?
That was better, Joey. 24 seconds from stick up to getaway. But watch them signals. Uses weak on interference. And we gotta have a substitute for Bumpsy. Any harness bullet intercept him in the first minute of play.
Okay, Coach. That all for today?
Yeah, turn in your guns and meet me at the pool room for skull practice.
Sure, Coach.
Okay.
My. It looks like you were right, dearie. This isn't what I would call a real peaceful neighborhood.
I'll say it ain't. Put the sign on that blacksmith shop.
Ah. Come in and try on a new fall vest. Tailored by Hart Schaffner and Bethlehem Steel.
I tell you, Molly, this district is tougher than a lamb chop on a blue plate special.
Oh. Not that, McGee. Well, let's get busy here.
Okay.
Where does Killer Canova live?
Search me, but he ought to be easy to find. We'll ask somebody. He's probably...
Hey there, kids. Want to buy some stolen perfume? Any hot furs? Oh, hello there, daughter. Hello, Johnny. What you doing down here?
Why, hello there, Mr. Oldtimer. Aren't you ashamed of yourself trying to sell us stolen goods?
Hey!
Never mind that, old-timer. Maybe you can tell us where to locate this Killer Canova. We want to get him to play ball with us for an autograph. KC at the bat, you might say.
That's pretty good, Johnny. But that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, one feller says to t'other feller, says, her name Killer... Who? Killer Canova? Oh, no, you don't, Johnny. Count me out. That fella don't give autographs. He gives epitaphs. Excuse me, I got to see a doctor about my face. It talks too much.
Heavenly days, McGee. Did you see his face turn white when you mentioned Canova's name?
Yeah.
Why, he was scared to death.
Seems to be a slight nervousness in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the police have been down here.
Yeah.
Kicking the gang around. That hurts.
You know, Molly, I think the government needs more yeast in its dough. That $500 looks smaller to me every minute. I have a notion to give up the... Oh, hello there, little girl.
Hi, mister.
Hey, listen, sis, this is a bad district for little girls like you. You better run on home. I says you better skip along home.
I can't, I bet you. I got business down here.
I see. What business?
Well, there's a moving picture my darling and I want to see, and this is the only neighborhood we can see it in, I bet you.
Oh, I see. What picture is it?
The Wizard of Oz.
Oh.
It's a double future.
Feature. It ain't double future, it's double feature.
Why?
Dad, because it is, that's why. Future means something that ain't here yet.
It is too, I bet you. It started yesterday.
Oh, well, let it go.
Okay, after we see it.
What other picture are you going to see?
Well,
I says, what's the other picture in the double feature?
there isn't any, I bet you.
Well, then it can't be a double feature if there's only one picture.
Oh, yes, it can.
No, it can't.
Oh, yes, it can.
Oh, no, it can't.
Oh, can it?
No. Look, sis, the Wizard of Oz is only one picture. So how do you figure you're seeing a double feature?
Well, gee, I'm taking my dolly, and I bet you don't make any difference whether two people see one picture or one people see two pictures. So long, mister. Oh, we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. See, here he is, the Wizard of Oz. If ever a wizard was, if ever a wizard was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Hey, Molly.
What, dearie?
Look, I got an idea.
Well, shake your head. Maybe it'll go away.
No, listen. Why did old Gildersleeve want Killer Canova's autograph?
Because he didn't have it, foolish.
Exactly. And if he ain't got it, he don't know what it looks like. What's to prevent us from just
McGee, are you suggesting that we fake a signature and sell it for $500?
Why, Molly, that's dishonest.
Certainly is.
Yeah. On the other hand, it's pretty practical. Why, just think we could...
Oh, look, McGee.
Huh?
My, here comes a man running down the street in his BVD.
Go on. That's a tracksuit. That's some guy in training. Hey, Bud, come here.
Hello, pal. Hello, babe. What are you doing around here?
Oh, it's Mr. Wilcox. What are you doing here?
Oh, I was born and raised in this neighborhood.
You hear that, Molly? I always says Wilcox came from the wrong side of the tracks.
You should talk, dearie.
Huh?
Your mother told me you'd have learned to walk a year sooner if the ties hadn't been so far apart. So this is your old neighborhood, Mr. Wilcox.
Yeah, I like to come back once in a while and mix it up with the old gang. A bunch of my old pals is fighters down here, and I trains with them.
Oh, heavenly days. I should think polishing floors and linoleum would give you enough exercise.
Nah, there's nothing to that. That's kid stuff.
Oh.
Why, with Johnson's self-polish and glow coat, there ain't any work at all.
You led with your chinoleum that time. Well, go on, Cuddles. Tear into it.
Well, you see, it's this way. With Johnson's glow coat, you just pour a few drops onto linoleum, spread it around with the long-handled plier, and that's all there is to it. And when it dries, it sparkles like a chorus girl's eyes at a $10 table d'hote. Why, it's so easy, I get out of condition. I get soft, see? So I comes down here to work out with the boys.
Oh. Well, if you're acquainted down here, Mr. Wilcox, maybe you can tell us where Killer Canova lives.
Oh, excuse me. I gotta finish my road work before I cools off, and I just had a chill. Goodbye now.
Imagine that. You get that, Molly? You mentioned Killer Canova's name around here, and everybody clams up like a bowl of chowder.
Well, say, now, listen, let's sit down on the steps of this house and think this thing out.
Okay. Now, the first thing we got to do, Molly, is to...
Oh, my. A street singer. Yoo-hoo, Mr. Street Singer.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Bud, can you tell us where Killer Canova lives?
Yeah, but I ain't talking, see?
Oh, all right. If you won't talk, will you sing?
Certainly. Nobody can hang nothing on me for that.
Looks something like Don Novus, don't he, Molly?
Yes, he does.
What do you want me to sing, brother?
I'd like to hear you sing The Lamp is Low.
Okay, shall I sing it plain or with hot wicks?
We'll take it plain, Si.
Dream beside me in the midnight glow. The lamp is low. Dream and watch the shadows come and go. The lamp is low. While you linger in my arms, my lips will sigh, I love you so. Dream the sweetest dream we'll ever know. Tonight the moon is high, the lamp is low. the sweetest dream we'll ever know. Tonight the moon is high. The lamp is low.
Thank you very much, Mr. Street Singer. That was beautiful.
Certainly was, Bud, and I can't get over how much you look like a friend of ours, Donald Novus.
Gee, that's funny. You look like some pals of mine, too. Fibber McGee and Molly. It's a small world, ain't it?
Yes, it is. Almost too small for comfort. Good night.
Good night.
Well, come on, dearie. Get up off of those steps. Let's get going.
Oh, gee, Molly, let's sit here and rest a while. We ain't bothered. Uh-oh, here comes somebody out of the house.
I beg your pardon. You're trespassing, you know.
Well, we're very sorry, sir.
I shouldn't have mentioned it, madam, except that strangers lurking about make the master extremely known.
Oh, okay, Bud. We'll go. But speaking of lurking, maybe you can tell us where to lurk for a guy named Killer Canova.
This is Mr. Canova's residence, sir.
Oh, my gosh.
Heavenly days. Are you Mr. Canova?
No, madam. I'm Mr. Canova's personal servant. I lay out the clothes he likes in the morning and the people he doesn't like in the evening. May I ask what you wanted with Mr. Canova?
Oh, this is wonderful. Listen, Jeeves, or Jarvis, or whatever your name is, pop in and ask the killer to give us his autograph, will you?
Yes, tell him it means a great deal to us.
Oh, I'm very sorry, but what you ask is impossible. Mr. Canova never gives his autograph.
Oh, come on, Bud. There's $10 in it for you if you do.
I beg your pardon. Are you trying to bribe me?
Yes, we are.
Shrewd judges of character, if I may say so, madam. Will you make it 25?
Okay, Bud, 25.
Thank you, sir. I shall do my best. If you continue to dilly-dally about for a few moments in the vicinity, I shall report my progress. May I add, however, that I'm not extremely optimistic. Thank you very much.
Boy, oh boy. Hot dog, Molly. Looks like we're in $500.
$475, McGee.
Oh, well, what's the
Ah, there, my dear. Lovely evening, isn't it? Or is it? Certainly is.
How do you do, Mr. Boomer?
Hi, Boomer.
Hello, Saucepan. If we were in the woods, I would ask what you were doing in this neck of them.
Say, we've been hired to get Killer Canova's autograph, Mr. Boomer.
Yeah, and we just bribed his valet $25 to get it for us.
Is that so? I think I could have sold you one for 15.
You could?
Oh, it ain't too late, Boomer. Where'd you got it?
Well, I have it right here in my pocket somewhere. Genuine Killer Canova autograph. Came across it in the files when I was a trustee. Trustee. Now, let me see. Where did I put that autograph? Autograph. Here's a small tube of library paste. In case I ever want to stick around home and read. Invitation to an alumni dinner party. Ah, yes. A middle-aged spread, you might say.
Now, please, Mr. Boomer, the autograph, if any.
Oh, yes, the autograph. Have it right here someplace. Here's a small box of stench bombs. Break one if you like. It won't be noticed on this program. Strawberry lollipop. Hello, suckers. A check for short beer. Well, imagine that. No autograph. Must be in my trunk in the manager's office at my hotel. Well, good day, my dear. Good day, mugwump.
Hey, Molly, I just thought of something.
What, again?
What if Killer Canova finds out we tried to bribe his valet?
Well, what if he does?
Well, shucks. That's what I say. What if he does? I don't care if he is public enemy number one. If he comes out and gets tough with me, you know what I'll do?
I certainly do.
Well, what of it? I'll wait for you at the corner.
Why, how do you do, Mr. McGee? So nice to see you.
How do you do, Mrs. Uppington?
And Mr. McGee, how do you do?
Hi, Effie.
Heavenly days, Mrs. Uppington. Isn't this rather a tough neighborhood to find you in?
Oh, not a bit, my dear. You see, we club women take groups of children from every section in the city and teach them constructive things, such as folk dancing and basket weaving.
Oh, not really. Well, now, isn't that useful? Particularly the basket weaving. You know, Mrs. Uppington, I was on my way to a party once. The fireman's ball, I think it was. And I suddenly felt if I could only weave a basket, I would be a great social success.
Really? How dreadfully interesting.
Well, now, if you can believe it, Mrs. Uppington, I stopped right there in the street, grabbed a handful of green and yellow twigs, and wove a little basket.
Oh, what'd you do with it, Molly?
Well, on the way, I lost it.
Oh, my, how very amusing. Well, I must be going. I must take these phonograph records down to my little class in music appreciation.
Oh. What records are they, Mrs. Uppington?
Oh, they are by some of the greatest masters. Now, let me see. Here is one by Arthur Shaw, Thomas and James Dorsey, Glenn Miller, and Theodore Weems, Robert Crosby, and Benjamin Goodman. Oh, here is even one by a nobleman, Count Basie.
That's a pretty hot bunch of classics, Uppy. And you're smart not to mess around with them jitterbugs like Stokowski.
Oh, I'm so glad you approve of my selections. Personally, I'm afraid I'm not too musical, although I adore the violin. Oh, but it was spoiled for me when I heard that violin music was merely the result of dragging the tail of a horse across the interior of a cat. Isn't that a horrible conception? Oh, my, it's been so nice seeing you. Well, goodbye. Goodbye.
Well, as I always says, Molly, that socially this world is like a hunk of pie. There's an upper crust, a lower crust, and they both make mincemeat of the middle part. You see, you take the upper crust and put...
Hold it, McGee.
Okay.
Put the philosophy back in the bag. Here comes the man from Canova.
Uh-oh.
I beg your pardon, madam. Here's a note from Mr. Canova for you.
Hot dog. Now, did you get the autograph, Bud?
May I suggest you read the note, sir?
Okay.
What does he say, McGee?
Oh, listen. It says, Killer Canova don't give nobody no autographs. This means you. This is final. Beat it. And don't bother me no more. See? Signed, Killer Canova. Oh, yeah? Why, that dirty little sneak insulting us, huh?
He can't do that to us.
I'll say he can't. This for him, Bud.
Oh, I say, may I ask the object in tearing up the note?
Certainly you may ask. That's just to show what we think of him and his threat.
But I understood, madam, that you wished his signature.
Well, we did.
What was the matter with the one you had?
Huh?
Where?
On the note, madam. He signed it, I believe.
Oh, heavenly days, so he did.
Oh.
McGee, you've ruined it.
You mean that note was his? That was his signature? Oh, what'd I do that for? Oh, come on, Molly. Don't take it so hard. Don't cry.
I'm not crying. I'm shivering. You just tore up a new fur coat. Oh, dear.
Oh, Shaw.
Oh, quite.
Fibber and Molly will be back in just a moment. What seven-letter word spells America's fastest-selling #1 floor polish? It's GLO-COAT, Johnson's Glow Coat. The popularity of Glow Coat is increasing every day, and more women discover what a satisfactory product it really is. Glow Coat is as easy to use as any floor polish you can buy. You simply put it on your floor, and in 20 minutes it dries to a beautiful hard polish without any rubbing or buffing. That's why Glow Coat is called self-polishing. But easy to use is only part of the story. It's because Glow Coat gives such complete satisfaction every time that women tell their friends about it. Try self-polishing Glow Coat on your kitchen linoleum and on varnished wood floors, too. It saves you work, makes floors easy to keep clean, and greatly adds to their beauty.
Folks, this is Fibber McGee and Molly saying goodnight for us and Johnson's Wax until next week. Incidentally, Molly, I'll say so long to you, too, for a week or so.
Why, McGee? Where are you going?
Oh, I've been called to New York.
Oh.
I have to be there tomorrow. I'm on a committee of 10 to consider ways and means of combating red activities in America.
Well, a committee of 10. Who's the other 9?
The New York Yankees. Good night.
Good night, Hal.
This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, Racine, Wisconsin, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night at the same time. Good night.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Marion and Jim Jordan as Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Billy Mills Orchestra, and our new vocal feature, The King's Men. The show opens with Holy Smoke, Can't You Take a Joke? The worst way to start the day off is to get out of bed on the wrong side, especially if your bed is right next to an open window. So here, climbing back through the window in his pajamas, holding his ears against the cold, as his wife holds her ears against his language, we find Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dead rat of an architect that planned a window right next to a bed. Here, help me get in through this window, Molly.
Oh, you poor dear.
Oh, the dirty...
McGee, watch your language. And shut the window. It's cold in here.
It's colder out there.
Oh.
The dead rat.
I'm so sorry, dearie. How'd you happen to fall out?
I had a nightmare. All night long, I dreamt that I couldn't get to sleep. What a night. It was terrible.
Well, that's too bad.
Well.
Hurry up and get your clothes on, dearie. I'll have breakfast ready in a jiffy.
And I'll tell you right now, Mrs. McGee, I'm not going to shave today.
You're not?
No, I'm not, and that's definite, see?
All right, sweetheart. I don't blame you a bit.
Well, Huh? What was that?
I said I don't blame you a bit. You're just as handsome to me with or without a shave.
Well, every other time I wanted to go without shaving, you says, get in there and shave.
Now, never mind what I used to say. I could be wrong, couldn't I?
You could be... Hey, I'm going back to bed. I'm still dreaming.
No. Come on to breakfast. Just put on your robe and slippers.
What? You mean you're going to let me come to breakfast in my bathrobe?
Certainly. And here's the morning paper. You can read it whilst I make the toast.
Well, gee. Thanks, Molly. Hey, what are we going to have this morning? Same old wheatsy bitsies, I suppose.
Well, it was you that insisted on our getting the wheatsy bitsies, dearie.
It was?
Yes. You said they'd improve your performance at first base.
Well, I got a nasty note from Judge Landis. I ain't the only one either.
I'm tired of wheatsy bitsies, Molly. Why don't we have wheat cakes and sausages once in a while?
That's just what we're having this morning.
Huh?
And I got some genuine Vermont maple syrup, too.
Oh, boy, Vermont maple syrup. When did you get that?
Yesterday.
I didn't see it.
Well, you wouldn't have recognized it. It was packed by the Farley Packing Company and labeled Republican Sap.
Dad-rat.
Now, what's the matter? I thought that was a pretty good joke.
Yeah, but you know how radio is. Now, I got to think up one to annoy the Democrats. You really don't mind if I don't shave, Molly?
Not a bit. Not a bit.
Don't want me to shave at all?
No. I just want you to be comfortable and happy. Now, come to breakfast.
Okay, wait till I shave.
Answer the door, dearie. I want to start fixing the wheat cake.
Okay, I'll get it. Who can be around here at this time?
Oh, there, McGee. Good morning, good morning.
Don't give me that cheery good morning stuff, Gildersleeve. If you can't be your old sourpuss self, don't talk to me.
My old sourpuss self, eh? Yeah, that's very good. My, that's a handsome bathrobe you have on there, McGee.
Yes.
It is a bathrobe, isn't it? Oh, and that's a neat idea there, using a piece of old clothesline for a belt. I imagine it's very comfortable.
Well, you're wrong. It ain't. It cuts like a knife.
McGee, breakfast is nearly ready. Oh, good morning, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Good morning, Mrs. McGee. A lovely day, isn't it?
It is not. It's terrible. I never see such a lousy
By
day.
the way, McGee, the reason I stopped by was to bring you these ducks.
Ducks?
Yes. A friend of mine went out hunting yesterday and gave me more than I could use. Here you are.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, forget it. After all, there's nothing like having good neighbors, is there? Well, good day, Mrs. McGee. Good day, Fibber.
Goodbye, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hey, what's got into that guy anyway? I think he ought to go see a skin specialist.
What's the matter with his skin?
It's getting so thick I can't insult him anymore. Well, throw them moth-eaten mallards out in the garbage can and let's have breakfast, Molly.
Oh, well, all right, dearie. I'll throw 'em out right away. Anything you say.
Good, and I got... What was that?
I said anything you say, McGee. You know best.
Oh, no, I don't, Molly. Not always.
Why, of course you do.
I do?
Certainly.
Well, okay. Let's keep the ducks, then. No use throwing away good food, is there?
No, and I'm sorry I suggested it.
Oh, forget it, Molly. We all make mistakes. You're just impulsive.
I know. Now, come on and have your breakfast. I've got some nice country sausage.
Can't we have a minute's quiet in this house? Here I am, half sick with the indigestion, and I can't even eat my wheat cakes and pork sausage in peace.
Calm yourself, McGee. I'll see who it is. Come in.
Hello there, daughter. Hello, Johnny. How you fixed for Valentine's? I got some beauties here with cupids on them, but I'd advise you not to take them.
What's the matter with the cupids?
Oh, too risque, daughter. Kids ain't dressed decent.
Oh.
Eh? Don't believe we want any old-timer. Personally, I can never decide between the comic ones and the sentimental ones. Never know whether to wow 'em or woo 'em.
That's pretty good, Johnny. And that's exactly the way I hear it.
It is?
Yep.
Detail for detail?
Yep.
Word for word?
Yep. Well, not quite, Johnny. The way I heard it, one feller says to t'other feller, say, says, I see where they had quite a cold snap down south. I'll say the did, says t'other feller, got so cold the boll weevils were swapping a bale of cotton for a pound of wool. Say, didn't you get up kind of early today, Johnny?
Oh, no, this is not early for me. I used to get up at 4 o'clock when I was a bugler in the Army.
Bugler, eh?
Yep, and a good one, too, if I do say so myself. Even got decorated by General Pershing. And as he was pinning the medal on me, he says, boys, he says, there's nobody in the Army that knows the bugle like McGee. Bugle Nose McGee, I was known as in them days.
Oh, my.
Bugle Nose Charles McGee, the brainiest blower of the battle bazooka that ever bulldozed a battalion of brave boys to bolt bed and blanket for bath and breakfast by blaring a bedlam of bellows on the brass bagpipes, bringing bravos and bouquets by my brilliant performance of ballads at banquets, benefits, and barbecues, and boosted as the Beethoven of the bugle from Mr. Brahms way back in Europe. What's that I smell?
Your cakes and syrup.
While we're waiting for Fibber and Molly to return, I'd like your attention for just a minute. Tonight, I have a pleasant surprise for all you good friends who have been buying Johnson's self-polishing glow coat and Johnson's paste and liquid wax. Our sponsors have declared a consumer dividend on these famous polishes, a dividend for our customers, which gives you 1/3 more for your money. On most dealers' counters right now, for as long as they last, you'll find extra-large packages of Johnson's glow coat and Johnson's wax containing 1/3 more than the regular sizes. You pay only the regular price. The extra 1/3 is your consumer dividend in appreciation of the way you've been buying Johnson polishes. This dividend offer is good for all important sizes, pints, pounds, quarts, gallons, and so forth. But remember, dealer stocks are limited. They'll go fast. So ask your dealer tomorrow for Johnson's self-polishing glow coat and Johnson's paste and liquid wax in the extra-large containers that give you 1/3 more for your money.
Cakes and sausage good. I'm so dead dreaded stuffed I could hardly get dressed. Look, I can't even get my belt around me.
That's the strap off your wristwatch, dearie.
Huh? Oh, yeah. I wondered what made that buckle tick like that.
I see you shaved, too.
Yeah, I didn't want this Orson Welles guy to get the idea he'd started a fad. Oh, boy, am I stuffed. Well, come on, let's go for a walk, Molly.
All right, dearie. Let me help you on with your coat.
Huh? Oh.
There.
Well.
My, you look so well in a mackinaw. But I guess you're just the outdoor type.
Oh, go on, am I really? Oh, shucks, honey. Hey, where's my other mitten?
Oh, dear. McGee, if you lose those mittens once more, I'll have to put the string back on them.
Okay, I'll be careful. Let's go, Molly.
Oh, my, it's lovely.
Hey, don't walk so fast, Molly. I'm too full of breakfast.
All right. Here, let's hold hands.
Huh? Oh, okay. You know, we ought to do
look, McGee.
Huh?
Here comes Mrs. Uppington.
Uh-oh.
Look at her walking along with her nose up in the air.
She holds her head so high she's got a double chin on the back of her neck.
Well, I'm afraid we'll have to stop and talk to the old cat. She's... Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Uppington? So nice to see you.
Oh, how do you do, Mrs. McGee? And Mr. McGee.
Hi, Uppy. What you limping for, Uppy? You got a Charlie horse?
Well, if she has, I'll bet it's a thoroughbred.
Well, it's really a result of trying to form our Wistful Vista Concert Orchestra.
Oh.
Yes. You see, when Maestro Mills took me to reclaim some of the band instruments from the, now, what do you call those quaint little novelty stores with the 3 big grapefruit over the door?
Oh, could they perchance be, hot shops?
Oh, yes, hot shop. Oh, my. Yes. Oh, you know, I always believed those were some sort of fruit and vegetable stores.
Well, they are, kind of, Uppy, in a way. That's where you go to trade your old 10-carat turnip for 5 berries. Oh, boy, am I hot tonight. Well, what's that got to do with your limp, Uppy?
Oh, yes.
Yes,
oh,
limp.
Really, I'm almost ashamed to tell you. It's so ridiculous.
Oh, come on.
Well, you see, the back seat of my town car was simply filled with band instruments, and somehow I got trapped in a tuba. Oh, really, such a time as we had. And to extricate me, Dr. Mills had to play 3 choruses of Ain't You Coming Out? Oh, really, I guess I am such a silly girl. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye.
I wish he'd got caught in a a violin instead of a tuba.
Huh?
I was all set with a crack about the cat and the fiddle. Well.
Well, come on, Molly. Keep walking. I'm cold. We don't get in
Oh,
the house.
hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Well, hello there, folks. Out for a little constitutional?
No, just taking a walk.
That's so. Well, walking is great stuff, all right.
Yeah.
But that isn't the way I get my exercise.
Uh-oh. Folks, in the year 1900 A.D., a little child was born. And as he toddled across the kitchen floor of a modest little home in Omaha, Nebraska, he saw in his childish imagination a vision. A vision of himself as a grown man, still toddling about a kitchen floor. And that floor is your floor, folks. And that man stands before us tonight, Harlow Wilcox. You take it from there, Harpo.
What in the world are you talking about? I was about to tell you how I got my daily exercise.
Oh, well, how do you get your exercise, Mr. Wilcox?
Yes, Harlow. As the Indian chief said to his long-lost brother, who he hadn't seen for 25 years, because he'd been working in the mint, posing for pennies, how?
Why, it's simple. Setting up exercises in the morning, a brisk canter through the park, hour or so of handball in the gym, and,
Well, go on. Don't you get any exercise delivering those big cans of, oh, you know.
Oh, yes, that too. Well, glad to have seen you looking so well, Fibber. Keep it up, pal. We're all proud of you. Well, so long, Molly. Take good care of that old Fibber boy.
Goodbye, Mr. Wilcox.
Imagine that guy. Well, as the president says when they asked him about his third term. Molly, do you realize he didn't say a word about Johnson's glow coat?
Why, he didn't, did he? Or how marvelous Johnson's self-polishing glow coat is for linoleum floors?
And did you hear how he talked about me? They're proud of me, he says. An old Fibber boy.
Well, I don't see anything wrong in that. We are proud of you.
Why, hey, what is all this anyway?
What's what?
Everybody being so dad-ratted nice to me. First Gildersleeve comes along.
Ah, there. Good day, short, sharp, and ship-shape. Good day to you, my dear.
Hi, Boomer.
Been looking for you charming people. Want to present you with a couple of tickets to the preview of Pinocchio.
Oh, how nice.
Oh, come off of it, Boomer. You don't give nobody nothing. What's the angle?
There is no angle, worm. It's just because I love you, chum. Now, let me see. Where'd I put those tickets for Pinocchio? Pinocchio, Pinocchio.
I think it's all a jokio.
Now, let me see. Here's a letter from my nephew, Agamemnon. Says he would have passed the bar examination, but he flunked in dry martinis. Handful of crossword puzzles. Ah, yes. I was saving those for a brainy day. What's this? Oh, here's a funeral notice of an old friend of mine. Poor lad. He was an expert at telling mushrooms from toadstools. He thought. Yeah, so here's a neat little stiletto. Hope to play a game of mumbledy-peg on a certain party's epiglottis tonight. Well, imagine this. Here they are, 2 tickets to Pinocchio.
Thank you.
Why, not at all, my dear. Glad to do it. Always been an admirer of yours and your handsome little husband. Good day.
My handsome little husband. Oh, Molly, come on. What goes on here? I'll get a nasty answer out of somebody if it takes all the king's horses and all the king's men. Are the king's horses here?
No, but the king's men are.
Huh? Oh, that's swell. Folks, we present the king's men, who will sing a beloved old American classic, The King's Men.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. He played the bagpipes all day long, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on his farm he played some golf, E-I-E-I-O. A 4-4 here and a 4 there, here 4 there forever, what for? Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. He used a putter on the green, E-I-E-I-O. A putt-putt here and a putt-putt there, here putt-there, for putt-putt, for here, and for there, here, for there, for what for? Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And when he sliced them in the rough, E-I-E-I-O. Cuss here and a cuss there, and here cuss there, for blank, putt-putt here and a putt-putt there, here putt-there, for putt-putt, for here, and for there, and here, for there, for what for? Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. He drove the ball clear out of bounds, E-I-E-I-O. A lost ball here and a lost ball there, and here ball there, for a high ball. Cuss here and a cuss there, here cuss there, for blank, putt-putt here and a putt-putt there, here putt-there, for putt-putt, for here, and for there, and here, for there, for what for? Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm he had a daughter, E-I-E-I-O. Salesman here, salesman there, Harlow, Wilcox everywhere. Lost ball here, lost ball there, here ball there, for a high ball. Cuss here and a cuss there, here cuss there, for blank, putt-putt here and a putt-putt there, here putt-there, for putt-putt, for here, and for there, and here, for there, for what for? Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And when he saw the salesman there, E-I-E-I-O. Boom, boom here, bang, bang there, here, boom there, bang there, buckshot. Salesman here, salesman there, Harlow, Wilcox everywhere. Lost ball here and lost ball there, here ball there, for a high ball. Cuss here and cuss there, here cuss there, for bang, putt-putt here and putt-putt there, here putt there, for putt-putt, for here, and for there, and here, for there, forever, what for?
Well, come on, McGee. We're nearly home. Aren't you feeling any better?
No, I ain't. Dad, why'd you make me eat all them wheat cakes and sausages, Molly?
Wasn't that terrible of me? Oh, I'm such a bad girl to you, aren't I?
Awesome. Hey, I wish I knew what was going on around here. There's so dad-ratted much sweetness and light, I'm getting a little suspicious. What's the matter, Molly?
Oh, here comes that little girl from across the street, McGee.
Good. Maybe I can pick a fight with her.
Now, McGee, pick a fight with somebody your own size.
Well, she's just about the size of the fight I want to pick. Hi, little girl.
Hi, mister. What you doing?
Taking a walk.
Where to?
Oh, no place.
Hmm?
I says no place. Not walking anywhere.
Well, gee, then how do you know when you get there,
Now, listen, sis. I ain't in any mood for polite chit-chat. Now, let me pass. I got to finish my walk.
Okay. Can I take a walk with you, please, mister? Can I, please? I like you.
No, you can't take a walk with me. This is walk for my health.
Oh. Well, remember what Confucius said.
What did Confucius say?
Confucius say, quote, man take long walk, matter of health. Lady take long walk, matter of form, unquote.
I don't believe there ever was a guy named Confucius.
Me either, I betcha.
Huh? Don't you think Confucius ever lived?
No.
Huh?
No. I think he was the little mandarin who wasn't there, I betcha. Now, so long, mister. Now, don't forget I'm going to marry you when you grow up.
You're going to marry me when I grow up. When I grow up? Hey, did she say that? Why,
Now, calm yourself, calm yourself. We're almost home.
Oh.
Oh, there's Mr. Gildersleeve's Great Dane. He's brought you a stick, McGee. He wants you to throw it for him to fetch back.
I'll throw it for him. Here, Hamlet, give me that stick. I'll throw this to Dad Ratted far. By the time he gets back, he'll be a great, 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 great Dane. There. Go fetch it, Hamlet.
Oh, heavenly days, McGee. Look what you did.
Huh?
Broke a window in Mr. Gildersleeve's house.
Well, Dad Ratted, it wasn't my fault. I just threw it where the dog told me to.
You're perfectly right, dearie. That dog should be taught not to give people sticks to throw and break windows with. But just to be safe, we better get in the house.
Oh, let's stay right here. I don't give a darn if I broke Gildersleeve's window. I hope Gildersleeve does get sore. I've been just pining for a crossword from somebody all day.
Well, here he comes, McGee.
This ought to be good. The minute he lands with his right, I'll cross with my left. Give him the old Dempsey one, too. Ooh!
Stop shadowboxing, McGee, before you knock yourself out.
Well, I'm glad I finally got...
McGee! Did you break my dining room window?
Well, you see, Mr. Gildersleeve...
Now, let me handle this, Molly. Yes, Gildersleeve, I did bust your window. So what?
It was a peach of a shot if I ever saw one.
You mean?
I'll bet you didn't do it on the first try.
Why, he did too, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, yeah?
That rat at Gildersleeve, I did, I tell you. I just took that stick and wound up like this and let her flicker. Like that. Oh, gee, Gildersleeve, I didn't mean
That was splendid, McGee. You've got a wonderful eye.
But, Mr. Gildersleeve, that was the stained glass window in your dining room. Why, it's ruined.
Yes, I know. Shake hands, McGee.
Huh?
If you had to sit at my breakfast table every morning under that stained glass window and see my mother-in-law in Technicolor, well...
Oh, shucks, Gildersleeve.
I'll bet you can't make it 3 out of 3, McGee.
Huh?
Come on, try it again.
Oh, now, wait a minute there.
Come on, McGee. See if you can hit that little window up there on the left.
Huh?
Upstairs.
Way up there?
Yeah. We'll surprise my wife. She's taking a bath.
Oh, no, thanks, Gildy. I'd like to, but no, I better not.
Oh, scaredy cat.
I ain't either a scaredy cat.
Oh, here, stop it, you two. Control your energy. The marble season will open soon. Just send us a bill for the broken windows, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, no, forget it, folks. I enjoyed it.
What?
Well, thanks a lot, McGee. My, I wish I could throw an old stick like you.
That does it, Molly. That does it. That absolutely does it.
Does what, darling?
And never mind that darling stuff, too, either. I want to know what's got into everybody. Hey, Molly.
Yes?
Look me in the eye.
Yes?
Did you go and buy that fur coat after we decided that it cost too much? Is that why you've been...
No, dearie, I didn't buy it.
No, I guess you didn't. That wouldn't explain why Boomer and Wilcox and everybody's been so dad-ratted nicey nice. Molly, for the love of Mike, what is it? I can't stand all this stuff. Everything is too pleasant. I ain't used to it. Please, Molly, what is it?
Heavenly days, McGee, don't you know?
What?
Why, this is your birthday.
My birthday? Oh, why don't somebody tell me these things?
Here's an interesting letter we received recently from a lady in Kentucky. Since using Johnson's Glow Coat, she writes, I've decided it should be listed not only under household hints, but under beauty hints as well. I could hardly believe my eyes when I beheld what Glow Coat had done for our drab-looking floors. It was amazing, this new beauty, and it took hours off my work, giving me more time for relaxation and personal beauty care. Well, it's naturally gratifying to any manufacturer to get letters like that, and the truth is, of course, the product itself has to merit them. That letter was written because Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat actually does do wonders for drab-looking floors, especially kitchen linoleum floors, without any work of rubbing or buffing. It does save hours of cleaning. It does give more time for relaxation and personal beauty care. And it will do these things for you. So why not buy a can of Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat tomorrow?
McGee. Do you feel any older?
No. The only thing that makes me feel old is when I think of the wonderful inventions that have been made since I was born. Automobiles, radio, television. I'll bet one of these days we have television sets right in our own automobile.
Oh, no.
Yeah, imagine driving along in your own car and seeing Fibber McGee's face right on your dashboard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Right next to the choke.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night at this same time. Good night.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Johnson Wax Program.
The
makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. The show opens with You and Your Kiss. No matter how many other labor savers you may have in your home, don't fail to take advantage of Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. The no-rubbing floor polish that saves hours of work, that keeps the colors of linoleum fresh and bright, and does away with tiresome and expensive floor scrubbing. Why is floor scrubbing expensive? Because it ruins linoleum surfaces, as any linoleum manufacturer will tell you. If you want your linoleum to last a long time, protect it with Johnson's Glow Coat. You can use Glow Coat on varnished or painted wood floors, too. It needs no rubbing or buffing, whatever. You simply apply and let dry. In 20 minutes, your floor has a beautiful, lasting polish, easy to keep clean and spotless. If you're not a regular user of Johnson's Glow Coat, try some right away. Well, Fibber's had a very busy day. He's discussed the election at Joe's Tavern, done a little sidewalk supervising of a building excavation, and forwarded the youth movement by kibitzing for 2 hours at a corner lot football game. And here, approaching the house with a glow of satisfaction and a day well spent, we find Fibber, our Fibber McGee and Molly.
Oh, that little goat in his name was Lincoln. Never got drunk, but he sure got hungry. Hey, Molly, I'm home. Hey, Molly, it's Fibber, the guy you married on account of his smooth talk and city ways. Molly, must have gone to the store. I wonder if she wouldn't leave a light burning for a guy so... Oh, my eye. Oh, that door. Oh.
Happy day to cherry pie, Billy boy, Billy. Who's in here?
Oh, it's me, Molly. Oh.
Well, what on earth are you doing here in the dark? Why don't you turn the light on? There, that's better. Now we can... Well, what on earth's the matter with your eye?
I bumped into the door. Well, I did, just now. Oh, Molly. Molly, you don't believe me?
Why, of course I believe you. Whoever got a black eye any other way? They always bumped into a door. Now sit down there and let Mother put something on it.
Oh, but look, Molly, let's get this straight. I really did bump into the door. You see,
now, please, McGee. In the first place, it's none of my business how you got the china. In the second place, when a man spends the day downtown a week after election and discusses politics and comes home with a black eye, it's pretty obvious that...
listen, Molly, I tell you that
Never mind, dearie. It doesn't matter how you got it. Let's put something on it. Doesn't hurt.
Oh, no. It feels wonderful. I love it. Think I'll make a hobby of getting black eyes.
Now, don't be sarcastic, dearie. Tell me one thing.
Huh?
What does Mr. Gildersleeve look like?
Gildersleeve didn't have anything to do with it.
Well, who did? Tell me his name and I'll tell
That's right, I can't tell you his name.
Oh, it was a stranger, huh?
Yeah. No, it wasn't anybody. I done it myself.
I see. You did it yourself.
Yeah.
I suppose you got to talking to yourself and said something you resented and hit yourself in the eye, huh?
I bumped into the door.
Well, I'm sorry you can't confide in your own wife, dearie. But let it go. I'll boil some tea. I read in a book that tea leaves are good for black eyes.
I read in a book about Aladdin and his wonderful lamp, too. But I don't want to rub this one and have a genius pop up from nowhere.
That was a genie.
It was not. Jeannie was the gal with the light brown hair.
Well, what's she have to do with Aladdin?
How should I know? Where Jeannie spends her Arabian nights is her own business.
Well, what's the difference? They were only fractional characters anyway.
You mean frictional?
I don't either. Frictional is when you rub something on something.
That's what I've been trying to say. We got to rub something on this eye. That's rather done it.
Hello there, daughter. That's the Thanksgiving turkey yet? I'm selling tickets on the raffle that... Well, hello there, Johnny. Who was the rat that give you the mouse?
Nobody gave it to me, old-timer. I bumped into a door in the dark.
You did, eh?
Yes, I did.
That's pretty good, Johnny. But that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, one feller says to t'other feller, hey, says, did you see Fibber McGee's shiner? No, says t'other feller, but it's a cute switch, ain't it? What you mean, says the first feller. Well, says t'other feller, I mean having the program give him a black eye. Well, it sure is a beaut, Johnny. Don't blame it for being all puffed up.
Aye, that old mossback. Does this eye really look that bad, Molly?
Aye, it's getting so dark the pupil looks like it was going to night school. I think you better see the doctor, dearie.
Maybe I had better go see the doctor. Well, come on, go with me. You got your purse?
Yes, I've got it. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
Shall we walk?
Yeah, let's go through the alley and around by Kramer's.
Hi, mister.
Oh, hello there, little girl. Sorry, I can't talk to you now. We're on our way to the doctor.
Well, gee, I just want to... Oh. Criminy, what a shiner. Who put the dimmer on your headlight, mister?
I run into the door in the dark, if you must know.
Oh, sure. A likely story, I bet you. And what does the other fellow look like?
Now, look here, sis. I ain't got time to masticate the muslin with you.
Well, gee, mister, I just wanted to ask you if you want to invest in a going business.
I ain't interested, sis. What's the business?
Well, there's a PTA meeting next door, and I'm running a baby buggy parking lot. I and Willie Toops.
You mean Willie Toops and I?
Oh, trying to muscle in, huh?
No, I ain't. But how's business?
Well, we've taken care of 7 babies already. At a cent apiece.
Oh, so you made 7 cents, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, as the fellow says when he seen the well-dressed weatherman, that's a very neat profit.
No, we got a deficit.
Oh, yeah.
10 cents for medical expenses.
Medical expense?
Mm-hmm.
You mean you had to switch one of the tiny tots to phony a paregoric?
No, but Willie had to buy some iodine for his knee, I bet you.
For his knee?
Mm-hmm. He fell down when one of the mothers chased him.
Now, wait a minute, sis. This started out as a financial report, but it's developing kind of clinical. What'd she chase him for?
Well, gee, mister, her baby kept crying and crying, and we couldn't make it stop, so we emptied the milk out of its bottle and refilled it.
With fresh milk?
No.
Huh?
Hmm?
If you didn't refill it with milk, what did you refill it with?
Beer.
Beer? Hey, wait. Oh, you shouldn't have done that, sis.
Oh, sure.
Huh?
Sure. My papa says if he drinks a bottle of beer before he goes to bed, he sleeps like a baby. And if my papa can sleep like a baby, isn't it logical that a baby should sleep like my papa? Huh? Well, I gotta go check up on Willie. So long, mister.
I don't know why we should keep ducking into doorways every time we meet somebody.
Well, I'm just doing it to save my friends embarrassment.
Oh, so you're saving them embarrassment.
Sure. When they see this eye, every one of them will say, well, what does the other guy look like? Then they'll realize that's a platitude and be ashamed of themselves. Hey, look.
Where?
Look at the guy down on his hands and knees, pushing a peanut with his nose. What's the matter, Bud? You lose an election bet?
What? Oh, hello, Fibber and Molly.
Why, Mr. Wilcox.
Yes, I bet on the wrong man for governor. So I have to pay off with this nut-nudging.
Oh.
Why, that's too bad, Mr. Wilcox. Me Uncle Dennis had to do that one. Ah, the poor lad. He was a little cross-eyed and he kept falling in the gutter.
Well, I don't mind this a bit. In fact, Hey, Fibber, where'd you get the black eye? And what does the other fellow look like?
That ain't a very original observation, Wilcox.
He says he got his black eye bumping into a door in the dark, Mr. Wilcox.
Oh, yeah? I suppose he thinks that's original.
Dad, I did bump into a door. Come on, Molly. Let Wilcox go on with his nasal maneuvers.
We can talk to him a minute. Doesn't that make your back ache something terrible, Mr. Wilcox?
Yes, it does. And I love it.
What?
How come what?
Well, it's done a lot for me. It's done a lot. It's made me sympathize with all the women who have spent weary hours on hands and knees with a scrub brush and pail, when a little Johnson's wax would not only eliminate scrubbing, but would absolutely seal floors and protect woodwork against dirt and damp.
Harlow, if I was as enthusiastic as you are about Johnson's wax, and I put in your hand, I'd have it tattooed on my chest.
Oh, yeah? Well, look!
What? Heavenly days he has.
Okay. If he thinks I'm going to get tattooed just to top him, he's all wrong.
Well, so long, pal. Bumped into a door.
Go push your peanut. One of these days, that guy's going to...
There. Good day, my dear. A Merry National Apple Week to you, Toddle Joint. Mind if I walk along with you?
Oh, not a bit, Mr. Boomer.
Well, go on, Boomer. I'm waiting. Say it. What does the other fellow look like?
I had no intention of uttering such a bromide, Tumblebug. I come from out west, where the only personal question permitted is, what do you have, boys?
What part of the West do you come from, Mr. Boomer?
From a little hamlet called Fox Pass, a village of 300 souls and a small scattering of heels. It was there that I spent my boyhood, and the proceeds from a few train robberies. Yes. But what are you doing for the eye, Oyster Folk?
Well, he's on his way to there. He'll do all right.
I ought to be wearing dark glasses, Butterfizz. They'll shut off the rays of the sun and the hoorays of your friends. I have a pair right here if you care to borrow them.
Oh, gee, thanks. That's swell. Shoot the bloomers to me, Boomer.
Certainly. Are you hot tonight? Now, let me see. Where I put those sunglasses? Had them right here a moment ago. Sunglasses. Here's a snapshot of a jug band I organized when I was in the jug. Recipe for tomato surprise a la Boomer.
Well, what on earth is tomato surprise a la Boomer?
Whole family recipe, my dear. Take 1 can of tomatoes, remove contents, refill can with dynamite, place on the bank vault, catch lighted fuse, and wait for surprise. If this fails, stir for 20 years. Here's a short length of lead pipe, giving a fellow a tap lesson tonight. And a check for short beer. Well, imagine that. No sunglasses. Come to think of it, I threw them away last night after mistaking 3 hearts and 2 spades for a spade flush. Sorry, Glum Glim, and good day to you, my dear.
Come on, McGee. You won't need them anyway. Here's the doctor's office right here.
Hi, Doc. Remember me, Fibber McGee?
Yes. Sit down, Mr. McGee. What's in trouble?
Well, are you just being tactful, Doctor? Jeepers, creepers, take a look at his peepers.
I bumped into a door, Doc.
Yes.
Well, I did, Dad Gladys.
It is possible, isn't it, Doctor?
Oh, yes, it's possible.
Hey, Doc, come over to my house right away, will you?
Just as soon as I can, Flanagan. What's the matter?
My kid's been sliding down the banister again. Bring the tweezers.
Yes. Now, what was I going to... Oh, yes. I want to look at your eye, McGee.
Yeah, it's this one, Doc.
Yes, I know. Turn a little this way. That's it. Now, wink. Fine. Now, wink the other eye. Splendid.
I'll say I bumped into the door and winked.
Now, listen here, Molly. I didn't come here...
Hold still, McGee. Yes. Pretty severe contusion.
Yes, and it's badly bruised, too.
The capillary engorgement seems to have involved quite an area of epidermic infusion, but the iris, cornea, and vital venous structures appear to be affected in only a minor degree by either impact or abrasion.
Is that good?
Yes, that's very good. And now, one question, McGee.
Okay, Doc.
What does the other fellow look like? Now, I'd better write you a prescription. Where are my blanks?
You just fired one.
Here they are. Yes. Now, just a moment. There you are. Have that filled, and you won't have any more trouble.
Oh, thank you, Doctor.
Yeah, so long, Doc. Where's the prescription, Molly? I can't see it.
All right, dearie. Just a minute, dear.
Well, is it expensive?
It certainly is.
What do I have to take?
Boxing lessons 3 times a week.
The King's Men singing Bidin' My Time.
Some fellas like to tiptoe through the tulips. Some fellas go on singing in the rain. And some fellas keep on a-painting skies with sunshine. Some fellas keep on swinging down the lane. But I'm biding my time, 'cause that's the kind of guy I'm. Other folks grow busy, I keep busy, biding my time. Next year, something's bound to happen. This year, I'll just keep on napping. 'Cause I'm biding my time. 'Cause that's the kind of guy I'm. No regretting when I'm setting, biding my time. I'm biding my time, 'cause that's the kind of guy I'm. Strangers so long, I'll just go long biding,
Now, look, McGee. Now that we're here alone in our own little home, just a man and his wife, 2 people who have been through thick and thin together, why don't you sit down and tell me who hung that shiner on you?
Please, Molly. Have you ever known me to tell a falsehood?
Well,
Who's that? Thank goodness.
Mrs. Uppington. Look at her.
Huh?
When did they start making those Deanna Durbin dresses in size 46?
Hey, I don't want to talk to her, Molly. If that old moose gets a peek at this eye, she'll tell everybody in town. You talk to her. I'll hide.
Where are you going to hide?
In this fire. Hi, Effie.
Hello, Mrs. Uppington.
How do you do, Mr. McGee? And Mr. McGee. It is Miss McGee, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Uppy. And yes, I got a black eye. And no, I wasn't in a fight. And yes, I run into a door. That cover everything, Abigail?
Why, please, Miss McGee, as a matter of fact, I broke my glasses this morning, and I can't see a thing without them. Why, I should never have known you had a black eye if you hadn't mentioned it.
Oh, you wouldn't, huh?
You see, McGee? Every time you open your mouth, you put your eye in. I hope, Abigail, you didn't break those lovely spectacles of yours that were on the little stick with the pearl handle that your sister gave you last Christmas.
Lorgnette, Mrs. McGee.
Yes, your sister Lorgnette.
No, my dear. The glasses are called lorgnette.
That's kind of silly. What do you call your pocketbook, Suzanne?
Well, then what was your sister's name, Mrs. Uppington?
Pearl.
Pearl? I thought that's what you called the handle of them glasses.
Well, yes, the handle is Pearl.
You said Pearl was your sister's handle.
Well, who is this Lorgnette?
Now, please. Lorgnette is the one who I have a pearl handle sister who...
What?
That is, the Lorgnette itself is
Come
called...
clean now, Uppy, come clean.
Oh.
You're being pretty evasive about this.
I'll leave her alone, McGee. If she wants to carry a pair of glasses around with 3 or 4 assumed names, it's none of our business.
What's wrong with your eyes, Uppy? Astigmatism?
Yes, something of the sort. Everything seems to be much closer than it really is. For example, when I thrust out my umbrella like this, I feel that I am actually poking you in the eye.
Oh, cut it out, Uppy. You are poking me in the eye.
Oh, really? Oh, my, how nice.
How nice?
Yes, my eyesight must be improving.
How'd you happen to break your glasses, Mrs. Uppington?
Oh, it wasn't I, my dear. You see, Sugar Lamb, that is Billy, I mean Mr. Mills, you know.
Oh, yes.
He came over this afternoon and accidentally sat on them.
Well, that serves you right for being so careless, Uppy. Laying your glasses on a chair where anybody might come in.
Oh, but I didn't have them on a chair. No, I had them right on my lap when William said, "Oh, it isn't so." Now, don't believe it, no matter who tells you. Goodbye.
She sure is romantic, ain't she, Molly?
I think she has a severe case of orange blossom fever.
Orange blossom fever, what's that?
Well, it's like hay fever or rose fever, only it starts with a slight itching sensation on the third finger of the left hand, and then it gradually...
McGee, I just heard about it. Tell me it isn't so.
What isn't so, Mr. Gildersleeve?
That somebody gave McGee a black eye. Tell me, McGee. Tell me it isn't so.
Okay, it ain't so.
It ain't? It isn't? Let me see. Oh, it is too. This is terrible. Who did it, McGee? Let me at it.
Now, take it easy, Rocky. Nobody done it. I bumped into a door.
Besides, what do you care, Mr. Gildersleeve? You never saw eye to eye with McGee before.
Well, this is different. Nobody can do that to my little pal.
What?
Tell me who it was, chum, and I'll feed him a handful of knuckles.
Maybe you didn't hear, Gildy. I bumped into a door.
Don't give me that, McGee. I can keep a secret. Come on. I'm bigger than you are. I'll take care of whoever did this dastardly thing. I want you to look upon me, McGee, as a big brother.
Oh, no.
Well, thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
That's all right, sister. I mean, Mrs. McGee. Come on, little pal. Tell me who it was.
I tell you, Gil, I done it myself. Oh, why doesn't anybody believe me?
Well, maybe your story is too true to be good, dearie.
No, I'm getting tired of this. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Turn out the lights, Molly.
All right. But I don't know what...
I'm going to go on out and come in that front door and show you just what happened. Now, you stay here and watch. Oh, that little goat, his name was Blinken. Never got drunk, but he sure got hungry. Hey, Molly. Hey, Molly, I'm home. Wonder if she wouldn't leave a light burning so I Oh, my eye. Oh, that's that door. Hey, turn the lights on again, quick.
All right, McGee.
Oh, did you hear me?
Yes, we did.
So that's how you got the black eye.
Yeah, except for one thing.
What's that?
I hit the wrong eye. Now I got two of them.
Before Fibber and Molly return, let me remind you to add Johnson's self-polishing glow coat to your shopping list. If you like beautiful floors, if you like to save yourself unnecessary work, you should never be without this modern floor polish by the makers of Johnson's Wax. Glow coat is so easy to apply, a child can use it. You simply pour a little onto your clean floor, spread it around, and let it dry. Without rubbing or buffing, it dries in 20 minutes to a beautiful polish. One that's easy to keep clean because spilled things are quickly wiped up with a damp cloth. Especially at this time of year with wet days ahead, your kitchen floor should be protected with Johnson's self-polishing glow coat.
Well, I hope you're satisfied, dearie. You certainly proved your story the hard way.
Look, if I'd been inventing the yarn, Molly, I'd have done better than that old wheeze about bumping into a door.
That's why nobody believes you, dearie.
What do you mean?
Why, everybody knows that you'd rather be trite than be president.
Trite? Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's self-polishing glow coat, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
Listen to this letter from an enthusiastic car owner. Quote, believe it or not, last evening after dinner, I cleaned and wax polished the car with Car New and was finished before it got dark. Boy, does that car shine now, unquote. He's writing, of course, about Johnson's Car New, the sensational new auto polish that both cleans and wax polishes your car at the same time in one operation. There's only one way to find out how little work it is to wax polish your car now, and that's to try Car New yourself. Buy it from your dealer, spelled C-A-R-N-U, Johnson's Car New. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. The show opens with Let's Break the Ice. I read an interesting letter from a talented lady who said she and her husband always listen to Fibber McGee and Molly on Tuesday nights. Never miss it because it's her husband's favorite radio show. But he's never bought her any Johnson's Wax or self-polishing glow coat. Well, that was hard for me to figure out. My wife never asks me if she can buy anything like that. But let me make just this one little point about Johnson's glow coat. Forget for a minute all the work it saves your little wife. Forget the compliments she'll get from your friends when they see those gleaming linoleum floors wearing their protective coats of glow coat polish. But think for a moment about this fact. The Johnson's glow coat makes linoleum last much longer, protects it from wear and tear. And I think you'll agree with me that not to insist upon your wife using glow coat is just bad business. Remember, glow coat needs no rubbing or buffing. It's self-polishing. Buy some tomorrow. Well, there's been quite an argument going on this last week at 79 Wistful Vista. Mrs. McGee says her husband should go see an oculist. Mr. McGee says he'll do no such thing.
Oh.
So, here sitting in the office of Wistful Vista's leading oculist, we find Fibber McGee and Molly.
Oh, now stop your fidgeting, McGee. The doctor will see in just a few minutes.
I don't care if he never sees me. This whole idea is silly. I don't need glasses.
Oh, you don't?
No.
I suppose you were just kidding this morning when you yelled, "Hey, I found a quarter." And then you picked up the manhole cover.
Well, shucks. There's nothing really wrong with my eyes at all. I just strained them a little looking for that comet, that's all.
Well, I'm glad to hear you even admit that. Heavenly days, it's no disgrace to wear glasses.
Oh, you just say that on account of Uncle Dennis.
He doesn't wear glasses.
Oh, no? He's worn out most of ours one way and another.
Well, you'll admit he carries it like a gentleman.
Yeah. He even hiccups with a Harvard accent. Look, Molly, you know very well my eye strain is just a temporary condition. I don't...
All right, Doc. Sure is a load off my mind.
Oh, hello there, old-timer. Been getting your eyes examined?
Yep. And as the chemist says, when the dye factory blew up, I come out with flying colors.
Well, what did the doctor tell you?
Oh, he says I didn't have a thing to worry about, Dollar. Says I'll be reading newspapers without glasses when I'm 95.
Oh, that's swell, old-timer. I'm glad to hear it. What's the matter with your eyes?
Got a twitch in one of them, Johnny.
Oh. Nervous?
Not till I had my face slapped the third time.
They thought you were a masher, eh? Well, as I always says, old-timer, the trouble with flirting is that you're generally flirting with trouble.
That's pretty good, Johnny. But that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, which was t'other day while I was sitting in a little booth getting my pants pressed because the garden needed some rain, and always rains when I get my pants pressed, which is why they don't have any women in the Weather Bureau.
Yeah, but the way you heard it...
Oh, yeah. One feller says to t'other feller, "Hey, says, see where a young college feller pole vaulted more than 15 feet to a new world's record last Saturday. Ain't that wonderful? Yeah, says t'other feller. But he never could have done it without that big stick." Well, I guess the doctor will be seeing you in a minute, kids.
Well, thanks, Mr. Oldtimer. You say he thought your eyes were all right, huh?
Yep. Says I'll be reading newspapers without glasses when I'm 95.
Ooh.
On one condition.
What's the condition?
Gotta learn to read. So long, sir.
He is, McGee.
Search me, but I'd swear he wears a TP.
No. You mean a frappe?
I do not. A frappe is a small sedan.
Go on, that's a coupe.
Well, then what's a TP?
A TP is a wigwam.
That's what I've been trying to say. To keep his wigwam, he has to wear a TP.
Oh, dear. That joke was old when radio was just a funny noise from Schenectady. Oh, I wish that doctor'd hurry.
No, we're not in any hurry. Besides, that other guy's ahead of us.
Who?
That guy standing over there in the corner. Hey, take your hat off, mister. There's a lady present.
McGee, that's a hat rack.
Huh? Oh. Well, I just...
All right, Mr. McGee, you're next, I believe. Will you step in here, please?
Okay, Doc.
You may come, too, if you wish, Mrs. McGee.
Oh, thank you, Doctor.
Now, you understand, I'm just doing this to humor my wife, Doc. My eyes are as good as they ever were.
We'll see. We'll just give you a preliminary examination, Mr. McGee. Yes. There's nothing to worry about.
Who's worrying?
I am.
What about?
Oh, nothing in particular. I just worry. Gives me that busy professional frown, you know. Very valuable, impresses people. Yes. Now, first, Mr. McGee, I want you to read the chart for me.
XKMZOPLBW.
Isn't that wonderful, Doctor?
It certainly is. Now, I'll put up the chart and see if he can do it. Now then, Mr. McGee, read the top line.
The top line from the bottom?
Quit stalling, McGee. Read the chart.
Oh, he cheated. That ain't the chart I'm familiar with.
Look, Mr. McGee, I'm afraid I'll have to relax the muscles of your eyes before I can examine them properly. They're a bit strained, you know.
Oh, well, how will you do that, Doctor?
We'll put drops in them.
Oh.
It relaxes the muscles and enlarges the pupil.
Oh, yeah.
His vision will be blurred for a few hours, and then I want him to come back. Say in about 3 hours. Yes.
Oh, no. Wait a minute, Doctor.
No.
Sir, I don't want...
Now, McGee.
Huh?
Who knows best? You or the doctor? You don't either. Go ahead, Doctor.
Very well. Open your eyes wide, McGee. Not your mouth, your eyes. That's it. Yes. 1, 2. There. Now that wasn't so bad, was it?
No. Oh, I guess I'll live through it. I ain't scared.
Well, then what are you trembling?
I'm not trembling.
The doctor ought to know, dearie. You're holding his hand.
Huh? Oh. I thought that was yours, Molly. Excuse me, Doc.
That's all right. I'll have the circulation back in that hand in no time. Well, that's all for now, Mr. McGee. Remember, back here in 3 hours. Yes.
Well, now, what'll we do in the meantime?
We might go sit in a movie.
Don't be silly. You couldn't see the picture, and the dialogue wouldn't make sense.
Oh, that's all right, Mrs. McGee. Who is he to criticize senseless dialogue, eh? Don't you worry about your eyes, Mr. McGee. There may be nothing at all wrong, you know. Nothing at all.
Oh, I'm not worried, Doc. All us McGees have had good eyes, particularly the men in the family. Why, even when I was a tiny baby, people used to say, "Can you imagine such beautiful eyes in a mug like that?" Eyes of Muggin' McGee, I was known as. Eyes of Muggin' McGee, a magnificent masculine mess of muscle and mental magnitude, mentioned in Milady's monthly magazines as the mighty male who managed to mesmerize most of the merry minxes of Monte Carlo, and the majority of Marcel's maidens of Manhattan, and many of the magnetic misses of Mississippi, Missouri, Michigan, Montana, Minneapolis, Minnesota. A merry mass of manhood with a touch of Irish elf, but let's get going, Molly, or I'll believe this stuff myself. This was a swell idea of yours, Molly, stopping in here for a bite to eat instead of sitting in the park.
How are your eyes, dearie? Is the medicine wearing off?
Oh, sure, I can see better now than I... Whoops!
What's the matter?
I guess I'm kind of clumsy today. I dropped the top off the ketchup bottle and into the sugar bowl.
That was an olive, and you dropped it in the cream pitcher, and there's no ketchup on the table. Heavenly days, it's a good thing I'm with you, or goodness knows what. Uh-oh. McGee.
Huh?
There's Mrs. Uppington over at that table behind the post.
What's the old war horse eating? A bale of hay all rotten?
Let me see. No, she's polishing off a big piece of chocolate chiffon pie.
Her and her
And the next time she tries to tell me about living on Melba toast and skim milk, Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Uppington? Imagine meeting you here.
Oh, how do you do, my dear? Good day, Miss McGee.
Hi, Uppy.
Mrs. Uppington is over there, dearie. I'm Mrs. McGee. You're looking very well for yourself, Abigail, old girl.
Thank you, my dear. Though I must do something about my weight. I'm simply gaining ounces, you know.
Oh, cut it out, Uppy, cut it out. You got a wonderful figure, Uppy. In fact, I never seen you look handsomer than you do today. You ain't fat. You're just chubby in a cute way.
Oh, flatterer.
Besides, whatever you do gain, little Abigail. I always said what this country needs is less hustle and more bustle.
And that's a mighty ducky little chapeau you're sporting today, too, Uppy.
Miss McGee, I am not wearing a hat.
Huh? Oh,
I thought that was an airplane. Well, you're always too far ahead of the styles. I thought you had on one of them new off-of-the-head hats.
Oh, now you say such sweet things, Miss McGee.
I have a tough time doing it, though.
But it is sweet, and my head is easily turned, you know.
Well, that's because your neck is so skinny, Abigail.
You know, Molly Uppy seems to have took on an entirely new personality lately.
You think
Looking
so?
at her right now, she kind of vibrates. She just glows. There's a kind of a radiance about her.
Oh, no, Mr. McGee, you silly boy. You never talked to me like that before.
Of course he didn't. He never had an oculist put drops in his eyes before either.
Oh, you poor boy.
Yeah.
Now, doesn't it make everything look horribly distorted?
Yes.
Oh, you mean all those nice things you... Well, I have never been so insulted. Goodbye, you squirt.
Molly, did I say something wrong?
Oh, no. But I don't think that was government-inspected baloney you were dishing out. Come on, McGee, let's go.
Okay, you paid the check?
Yes, I did. Can I help you with your coat, dearie?
No, thanks. I got it.
You got it all right. You got it inside out.
Huh? Oh.
Here, let me. McGee, this isn't your coat.
Huh? It isn't? Well, why is mine? I put it right on that rack there.
Oh, dear. Somebody must have taken yours by mistake and left this one.
Huh?
Look, here's the owner's name on the inside of the pocket. Wallace Wimple.
Wallace Wimple, eh? Well, whoever he is, he's got a lot of moxie swiping my coat. Wait till I get my hands on that guy. He'll wish he'd never...
Well, hello there, folks. What's the matter?
Hi, Gildersleeve.
No, it isn't Mr. Gildersleeve, dearie. That's Mr. Wilcox.
Oh.
He's being examined for glasses, Mr. Wilcox, and he's got drops in his eyes.
Hey, Harlow, somebody swiped my overcoat and left this one instead.
Well, you're lucky. That's a good-looking coat.
Well, now, we'll have to find the owner. Do you know a Mr. Wallace Wimple, Mr. Wilcox?
Wimple. Not Wallace Wimple.
Yeah, you know him?
Me know Wallace Wimple?
Oh, boy, we're in luck.
Why, say, when I first started working for Johnson's Wax, before I even knew what a wonderful thing Johnson's Wax was for beautifying and protecting floors and furniture and woodwork against dust and dirt and dampness, before I even found out what a blessing Johnson's Wax was for particular housewives. And that was, well, let's see, we've been on the air for Johnson's Wax 6 years today, and I worked for them 4 years before that. That's 10 years. Yes, sir, 10 years. And in all that time, I've never known anybody by the name of Wallace Wimple. Isn't that amazing?
Why, it's unbelievable.
Wilcox, is your real name O'Sullivan?
O'Sullivan? No, why?
Oh, I just wondered. You can find more heels to drag a sales talk in by than anybody.
Don't say that, pal. You're not a heel. You're a very nice little guy. Of course, you're not too bright, and you talk too much, but outside of that...
McGee, stop swinging at Mr. Wilcox. Wait till you can see better.
Oh, that's okay, Molly. He was just kidding.
Yeah.
And so was I. We can't spoil our 6th anniversary together by fighting. Look, Fibber, why don't you keep this coat and just call it good luck?
Because I'm too honest and it don't fit. Come on, Molly, we gotta go find Wimple. Oh, why didn't somebody tell me my shirt tail was sticking out?
Look out, Jerry. Look out.
Who threw that? What the...
We tried to tell you that wasn't your shirt tail. That was the tablecloth.
Oh, sure.
The King's Men sing, Let's Get Away From It All.
Gotta go to work on the 8:15. Every day I struggle through the same routine. Every night I go to bed and then get up to start all over again. Let's take a boat to Bermuda. Let's take a plane to St. Paul. Let's ride a kayak to Quincy or Nyack. Let's get away from it all. Let's take a trip in a trailer. No need to come back at all. Let's take a powder to Boston for chowder. Let's get away from it all. We're gonna fly away lock the gate and let the bill collectors wait. Hurry up, celebrate before we get too old to make it. Take a boat to Honolulu. We'll take a clip over China's wall. We'll drop a line to Uncle Willie from a steamer bound for Chile. Let's get away from it all. Fly a ticket down to Rio, or you can take along a Spanish shawl. We'll take a passage on a freighter just across the old equator. Let's get away from it all. We'll look up all your aunts and all your uncles and your cousins, and we'll camp right at their door. They may go broke, but holy smoke, we'll never worry anymore. They'll never miss me at the office. I never go back there at all. We'll never be at home when the butcher and the baker and the tailor and the landlord call. We're gonna leave them flat, so baby, grab your hat. Let's get away from it. Let's get away from it all.
We knew who this Wallace Wimple was. Did you ask the manager of the gas company?
Yes, and the light company and the water company.
Maybe we should hire a private detective.
I'm going to do something. I wish my eyes would clear up. As it is, I wouldn't know this Wallace Wimple if I saw him. Ow, stab ratted, Bud. What's the idea of jabbing me with that cigar? Who do you think you are to...
Now, McGee.
I'll teach him to stand around in front of cigar stores and bump into people. I got a good notion to slap you down, Bud. What do you think of that? Well, ain't you got anything to say?
Indians don't talk much, McGee.
Is he an Indian?
Yes, and a wooden one at that.
Huh? Oh. Excuse me, Chief. I guess I was off the reservation.
Hi, mister.
Oh, hi there, little girl. I can't see you very good, but I recognize your voice. I got some stuff in my eyes, and I don't see very well for a while yet.
Why?
Well, they do that so they can examine your eyes better.
What's the matter with him, mister? You got astigmatism?
Got what, sis?
Astigmatism.
Shucks, sis. We could have had a cute routine if you'd only mispronounced that.
I know it, but it would have been kind of corny, I bet you.
Well, maybe it would. And seeing that this is our 6th anniversary for Johnson's Wax, maybe we better go easy on the corn.
On the what?
Corn.
I'm hungry.
What's the matter with you, sis? You a food hoarder? You save it for a friend?
No, when I got to feed my puppy and my kitty and a turtle. And last Sunday my papa gave me Easter bunny.
Oh, he did, huh?
Hmm?
I says he did, huh?
He did what?
Your father gave you an Easter bunny.
Gee, did he?
That rabbit, you said he did.
I know it.
Well, then what... Now, look, sis. Did you ever hear of a guy named Wallace Wimple?
Sure.
When?
Just now. Why, Dad?
Because I got to find him, that's why. And say, by the way, if you ever hear of anyone named Wallace Wimple, come and tell me, will you? And I'll give you a nickel.
It's worth 10 cents, I bet you.
Oh, okay, 10 cents.
You mean you'll give me 10 cents if I tell you how to find him? Do you, please?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Give me the dime.
You know how I can find him?
Sure I do, I bet.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Okay, here's 10 cents. What do I do?
Look in the telephone book.
Hey, Molly, lead me to the nearest phone booth, will you?
All right, dearie. I don't know how we overlooked such an obvious idea.
Well, sometimes the things right under your nose are the hardest to see. As the high school kid says when he tries to raise a mustache. Hey, Molly.
What?
Does drops in your eyes affect your other muscles? I'm developing an awful limp.
Oh, it isn't serious, dearie. You're walking with one foot in the gutter.
Let's get down to Kramer's drugstore and see if we can...
Well. Hello, Mrs. McGee. Hello, Fibber.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Is that you, Throcky?
Well, what's the matter with you, little chum? What are they leading you around for?
Oh, don't drip so much, you big drip. You make me sick with all
McGee's been to the oculist, Mr. Gildersleeve, and he's got drops in his eyes.
Not that it bothers me at the moment, Gildersleeve. You always did look like a big blur to me anyway.
Is that so?
Yes, that's...
Why, you astigmatic little biological error. For 2 cents, I'd pop you one right on that little receding chin of yours. And if you haven't got 2 cents, you can open an account with me.
Gildersleeve. I could handle you with one hand tied behind me and juggling 3 Japanese with my feet.
You couldn't juggle the accounts in a piggy bank, you little vacuum.
Gildersleeve?
Here. For goodness sakes, boys, stop it.
Oh.
Don't you realize this is our 6th anniversary for Johnson's Wax?
Well,
Let's all be friends at least for one day.
well, all right. For one day.
One day it is, Gildersleeve. But what are you doing tomorrow?
Nothing.
Okay. Suppose I meet you in back of the firehouse and slap a few of your cheap gold fillings down your noisy apparatus.
You're a hard man, McGee. But by George!
Hey, Throcky.
What is it, chum?
You know a guy named Wallace Wimple?
Wallace Wimple. Wallace Wimple. Oh, Wallace Wimple. Why, certainly.
Oh, fine.
An old college chum of mine.
Oh.
Yes. He used to sleep in the next seat of me in chapel.
For goodness sakes, well, where does he live, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Wait a minute. I have it right down here in my address book. Wimple. W. Here's Wilma.
Wilma, huh?
Wilma's a horse. She's running in the Derby this year. W. Ah, here it is. Wally Wimple. 1345 Oak Street. And when you see it...
Okay. Taxi!
Okay, Molly, let's go.
Come on, McGee. Come on, get in quick. No, in the back seat, dearie.
Oh.
That's it. Thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Now, wait a minute, folks. What's this all about? I might...
Go cat a tip at you, big mug. I'll see you tomorrow behind the firehouse.
Oh!
1345 Oak Street, driver. Step on it now. Step on it.
Come on, Molly. Here we are.
Watch the step, dearie. Here, take hold of my hand.
Now, you let me handle this, Molly. This guy may be a professional crook, and I might have to get tough with him.
Well, what if he's a big bruiser?
Well,
Yes?
Hi, Bud. You Wallace Wimple?
Yes, I am.
You a big guy, Molly?
No, he's just a little guy, McGee.
Yes, eh? Now, you look here, Wimple. You got a lot of nerve swiping my coat out of that restaurant. I got a notion to kick you around and teach you respect for other people's property. What's the idea of taking my coat?
Well, bless my soul, I didn't even know I had taken the wrong one.
Well, is this your coat, Mr. Wimple?
Oh, it certainly is, and thank you so much for returning it.
Is that all you got to say, Wimple? Ain't you going to apologize?
Yes, I certainly am. It was a very ridiculous mistake. But at the time, I couldn't tell one coat from another.
Well, why not?
Well, I went to an oculist this morning, and he put some drops in my eyes. Isn't that silly?
Fibber and Molly will be back in just a moment. Have you heard about the special bargain offer that many Johnson dealers are now making? It's one you will not want to miss, so listen carefully. For a limited time, many dealers are now giving a long-handled glow coat applier free with a quart of Johnson's self-polishing glow coat at the regular price of 98 cents. You'll find this applier very handy. It's washable, may be used over and over again, and it makes the application of glow coat amazingly simple. And speaking of saving, glow coat, of course, is a famous labor saver. It's the #1 easy-to-use floor polish wherever you go. It needs no rubbing or buffing. You just apply and let dry, and in 20 minutes your floor gleams with a rich, long-lasting polish. Glow coat keeps the colors of linoleum fresh and bright, makes the linoleum itself last much longer. See your dealer right away while this money-saving offer is still available. Ask for this long-handled applier free with 1 quart of Johnson's Glow Coat at the regular price of 98 cents.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's program marks the beginning of our 7th year on the air for Johnson's Wax. And the people in both Racine and Wistful Vista want to thank you all for your loyalty and friendship.
That's right. If it hadn't been for you folks, why, we would...
Telegram for Fibber McGee and Molly.
I'll take it, Wallace. Thanks.
Let me read it, dearie. Remember your eyes. Oh, how nice. Listen, McGee.
Yeah?
Congratulations to Fibber McGee and Molly on their 6th anniversary.
Oh.
You have done a wonderful job, and we hope your sponsor appreciates you as much as we do. We hope they sign you up for another 6 years.
Oh, shucks.
That'll be 89 cents, please. It's collect.
It is not collect. I paid for that, Philip. Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.